Test.
Hello, my name is Reggie Ford. I want to speak, but for some reason it's not allowing me to type it in.
Test, test.
and will physically be present at 1109 B Bayou Road, Marque, Texas. This location will be open to the public, and the meeting will be broadcast at this location on Channel 16 and via YouTube. The council will meet for the purpose of considering the following agenda. The meeting has been called to order. Ms. Nance, would you give us a roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Councilmember District A,
Present.
Councilmember District B,
Present.
Councilmember District C,
Present.
Councilmember District D,
Present.
and Mayor.
Present, thank you. Let's move now to our invocation and our pledge of allegiance. Let us stand for our invocation. We will all recite the Lord's Prayer together. I would like to ask Councilwoman Griffin to lead us in our pledge of allegiance afterwards. Let's pray. Our Father,
Who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
thank you to those who prayed with this council. Those prayers are definitely appreciated. Thank you, Ms. Griffin, for leading us in our pledge. We're now at item 4, presentations. Introduction of Communications Coordinator, Mrs. Colleen Merritt Chilco. Very good. It was, that's all it took, huh? And now I believe Ms. Griffin has item 4.2. Ms. Griffin, you have the, do you want to go out front or?
Do you want to join me?
I will do that.
Get an opportunity to present you with something. Mayor Bill, you were fortunate enough to be selected as the 2025 honoree for the 409 awards this year. I want to personally take this time to present this to you as you have done for me in the past, and let you know that you are so deserving of this award. I want to encourage you and motivate you to keep your head up, to stay focused on the mission of this city, of the community that supports you and stands behind you. I want you to keep your hand in God's hand. Stay prayerful and continue to doing the work that we know that you're able to do.
Let me just say this very briefly. For those of you that don't know, I am an extreme introvert. I'd rather not do things like this because of my introverted personality. But I will say this, I have been fortunate enough to serve the Galveston County community for 30 plus years, first as a firefighter and then 22 years on this great Lamarque City Council. And my response is simply this to the people of Galveston County, and in particular to the people of this great city. Thank you for allowing me, for giving me the honor of representing you for 22 years. It has been my life's work. and I am thrilled to have had the opportunity. A kid from public housing with no mother and with no father has had an opportunity to give back to a wonderful community. And I pray that God would give me the breath to continue to do this, however as long as he sees fit for me to do it. God bless you all and pray for me. Item 343, Houston Galveston Area Council, Safety Action Plan. Would that be? There you are. How are you? My name is Keith, and your name is?
My name is Peyton Aarons, and I'm a transportation engineer with Kimley Horn. Thank you for having me here tonight. I have a brief presentation for you
Absolutely.
on the Marque Safety Action Plan
Did you give it
project.
to the?
Yes.
You have it? Okay.
I can go ahead and start just
Proceed.
so thank you all for having me out. As you mentioned, this is the HGAC Safety Action Plan project. HGAC is the Houston Galveston Area Council, and it is the metropolitan planning organization for the Houston Galveston region. And the HGAC is responsible for transportation planning and regional coordination of transportation projects in the region. And HGAC funded a project to update the regional safety action plan and develop local safety action plans for 11 jurisdictions, including the city of Lamarque. So the project was funded by HGAC, and we're collaborating with staff to develop a plan to reduce the number of roadway fatalities and serious injuries within Lamarque. So that's kind of the overview. That's what brought me here today. And I just wanted to provide an update to you on that project. There was a public meeting here held last week, and there's a sign up front so people can scan a QR code and get more information. And we'll be doing another public meeting in the fall to get more input from folks. We're also coordinating with staff to get input on the project. Great. I'll stop ad-libbing then.
You were doing a good job.
You just go to the next slide. So, like I mentioned, we're going to develop a comprehensive strategy to eliminate roadway fatalities and serious injuries. And we're going to follow a data-driven and stakeholder-informed process. And we're also going to align with the United States Department of Transportation's framework for, they call it the safe system approach. And it's this holistic approach to reducing roadway fatalities. We'll also align with the Safe Streets and Roads for All components. Those are going to be in the next slide. So the bipartisan infrastructure law, it's also called the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. It created a federal program called Safe Streets for All, or SS4A, and it funded planning and also infrastructure projects aimed at reducing roadway fatalities. So that program, it was a $5 billion program, and there's another funding opportunity that's going to come up in March. So part of what we're doing here is preparing y'all, or putting you in a position where we could identify projects that you could get funded through this program. And SS4A is just one program. There are TxDOT programs and other HGAC programs that assist local governments with funding to reduce crashes. So that's part of what we're doing here. If you want to go to the next slide. So these are the 8 components that are required for safety plans per that SS4A program. And the 2 I want to highlight are the engagement and collaboration, and then the planning structure. So we're getting public input, trying to understand what are the safety problems in the community that you're hearing from residents that stand out to people when they're driving around. And we're also forming a safety task force, and that's a group of staff and other stakeholders that are helping guide the plan along the way. Next slide. This is our project schedule. So we started in June. We had our first safety task force meeting in July. We'll have another safety task force meeting this month. And then we'll have 2 more meetings to further develop projects and then prioritize them for what we think is going to have the largest impact, the largest crash reduction. And those would be the projects that could move forward for funding. Next slide. So this is a bit on the crash history in the city. We looked at a 7-year period from 2018 to 2024. There's been 24 fatal crashes and 113 serious injury crashes. That means someone was incapacitated. They couldn't drive or leave the crash site. 53 of those involve people that were walking or biking. We call them vulnerable road users because they're not protected by anything. And although there's not a high number of crashes, when those crashes occur, they're very severe. Next slide. So one way of looking at crash data is we plot it on a map, and this is a crash density heat map. So fatal crashes are marked with an X, and then higher density of crashes where there's more crashes clustered together. Those are those warm colors, and then the colder colors, blue, is the less dense crashes. So there's a concentration of crashes along the interstate, as you may expect, and 2 of the other tech stop facilities, 1765 and State Highway 3. Next slide. So in addition to the density of crashes, we also look at crash type, right? So there's pedestrian and bicycle crashes, like we talked about. There's also people who hit fixed objects or parked cars. And that's just one, like a deeper level of resolution. As you may be able to see here, there's actually a large number of pedestrian and bicycle crashes along 1765. Next slide. And in addition to coming up with targeted countermeasures, like understanding what's a high crash location, and then coming up with countermeasures to fix that location, we look at crash trends across the city. And so some of the major trend areas are 35% of fatal and serious injury crashes occur at intersections, 55% occur in dark conditions, and then 35% are when people leave the road. And so instead of just addressing these crash types at a particular location, you could look at systemic projects. So a low-cost countermeasure that could be deployed at a lot of locations to address this. So like dark condition crashes, you could look at more lighting across the city. Or for lane departure, roadway departure, you could look at wider shoulders, or maybe curbing your roads, or putting down rumble strips, things that are low cost and can move the needle like in a broad sense. I think that concludes my presentation. There's a QR code there that'll take you to the project website where you can learn more information, and I'd also be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Wonderful presentation. Thank you for that.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. And the council, do we have any questions for HGAC as it relates to this plan? Joe?
Just for clarity, this began 2 years ago. I served on the transportation advisory group that began the discussions on safe streets, but that meant in Harris County, though the extending those immediate tow truck accessibility. Is this part of this effort as well too?
I would say so. HGAC has a tow and go program.
Yeah, the tow and go, yeah.
And that's one of their programs that is meant to reduce crashes, or they reduce secondary crashes by getting people cleared off the interstate after a crash happened. Yeah. So I think that works in tandem with this, but it's not the same. That's one of their safety programs. They also have things like educational programs, educating people about bike safety, or they have a young driver program. So those are like more non-infrastructure related. This is more specifically working with local governments on their problems that HGAC is coming alongside them, helping them identify what solutions there may be. So they work together, but they're not the same.
Because I will say this, as we all know, driving up and down the construction of 45, the challenges on 45 are a disabled vehicle that's being left there, and people crashing into it. Mm-hmm. And no one's available to immediately tow the vehicle out of that lane.
Mhm.
And that's the challenge where you have fatalities on that.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Well, thank you, sir. Thank you for doing this. Do you all have plans? Maybe you said this, and maybe you didn't. But do you all have plans on conducting any other meetings, within the city of Lamar?
Yes, there'll be another public meeting in the say like summer timeframe.
Summertime?
And we'll definitely advertise that in advance. We'll connect with city staff and make sure that that's communicated. There'll be flyers, things like that.
Very good. Thank you.
Of course, thank you.
Mhm. Item 4.4, ongoing public works grant projects update. Is there a Shannon Bro here? Mr. Shannon Bro? Paging Mr. Shannon Bro. I'm teasing. Good to see you again, Mr. Shannon.
So I'll just go ahead and introduce them. We have Lauren Kimball here with Project Management and Alex Sievers with Grant Works. They're working on a majority of our GLO projects and grant funded projects. So they're just here they have a small presentation for y'all to give y'all an update where we're at. So you wanna go first, Lauren? There.
Welcome, Ms. Lauren.
I'm Lauren Kimball. I'm with PMI. I'm here to give you a quick update on the Area 6 and 7 waterline improvement project. At this time, they are about 42% complete. The next streets that are going to be completed, it looks like Avenue C is currently in progress. They're going to be working on Tallow Drive, Oak Street, Elm, and I apologize, this is a long list. Elm, Rosedale, Texas Avenue, Avenue D and B, 2nd Street, Spruce, Ratama Street, Horseshoe Bend, Shady Lane, Studio Drive, Hackberry Street, Winnie Street, and Industrial/Muriel Street. This bid did come in under budget, so we do have approximately $521,000 that we can utilize. I am working alongside the city and with the engineer to ID the streets that we are going to add, the water lines we will add to this, to utilize that remaining funding.
Were you done?
Yes.
So let's be clear, that is 100% District D, is that right? And that is where a vast majority of our water loss was identified, is that right, Mr. Bro? Is that right? I see James Ross shaking the head in an affirmative. Paging Shannon, I'm just teasing.
So, grant, obtaining this grant was done previously to me being here. I do know that District D was picked for this grant 100% because that's where our 2-inch water lines are at. Actually, I think it's 100% of our 2-inch water lines are in District D. And because of that, we are replacing, this grant specifically was worded to replace 2-inch water lines. So we can't use it other than those lines.
Good point, I'm glad you brought that up. $521,000. You said that you were working with whom?
I'm working alongside the city and the engineer as well,
Who are the engineers?
Okay.
LJA, and who in the city are you working
with Shannon.
with? Shannon, and Shannon, you will be working with Ms. Holly?
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Holly, you're working with the council?
Yes, sir.
Because D, A, B, and C all, I'm sure, have projects within their districts that they would like to have considered if we're able to accomplish some of those projects with this $521,000.
I think they're saying that 100% of the 2-inch lines are in D. So I think.
So
that-
even though it's left over, it has to be. So we have to continue in D is what you're saying?
Because of how it was written.
Okay, okay.
We can't go back and rewrite what was.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I'm glad we brought that out here.
Thank you for getting that clarification.
I was not trying to take money from your district. What I was trying to say is, even in that though, ladies and gentlemen, and Ms. Holly, the council needs to be able to weigh in.
Absolutely.
And what I was trying to get away from is that these decisions were made outside of us. Even if we are limited to District D, right? There's still 5 members of this council that should have a right to decide, even if it's limited to D. we would definitely like for this street or that street to be considered. That's all I was trying to say, Ms. Howard. Let's
Got it.
not exclude the council on this.
And I do know this is actually phase two. There was a previous grant that hit other areas in that district. This was just phase two of that. And there's certain areas, like in this amount, I think it's like 6, 7, and 8. We can't go outside of that area with.
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense. Thank you. All right, any other questions? I see you, Mr. Lowry.
And then I'm at the.
And then you have one, okay.
Over there in District D, but are we replacing lines from water meter to houses? Is that part of the grant?
No, sir, just to the, from the road to the meter. We don't go up to the house.
Okay. So I can't remember the name of the streets, but I think Gaston may be one of, there's several streets that have all brand new water lines to the houses. The city had nothing to do with that.
It should only be to the meters. I can take a look at it, but it should only be to the meters.
Yeah, there's a lot of streets over there. I took pictures of them, so I was curious to how that was getting paid for.
I'll take a look at it.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Okay. Miss Griffin.
You said there was money left over, so you have additional streets already in mind, or you're going to find additional
We have a
streets?
meeting.
Okay.
Because we can only use certain streets, so we haven't, so we're gonna be sitting down with the project management
Okay.
and the LJA to go over that. So.
Trust y'all.
Very good. Thank you, lady. Thank you, gentlemen. Alex, is it your turn? Welcome, Alex. Good to see you again. We need you at the microphone, sir.
Yes. Good to see you all. Thank you. Welcome to me. That's a weird thing to say. I have some handouts because I am talking about 4 grants and there's a lot of numbers and dates involved with that. So I'm going to hand it to you all for reference.
Miss Nance. Thank you, Miss Nance.
Okay, much in the same as the last presenter. I just want to go over all 4 of the grant projects that I am helping to administer with the city. So I'm just going to jump right into it. First up, we have our 3 GLO projects. I'm going to refer to these by the last 4, the letter and then the 3 numbers. So we have C287 West Lawn. This is a grant that we've had for a while. We are planning to have this one fully closed out. Currently, the city's contract with the GLO has an end date of 2/28/2026, so the end of next February. The grant funding for this one was 1.4 and some change $1 million there on your sheet. And the city local funds ended up being 384, 694 and 18 cents. That was because some of the bids came in high, and in order to preserve the project, that was kicked in additional. Project description for this one, pretty straightforward. Replace storm sewer culverts, regrade roadside ditches, and install outfall ditches with associated pavement repair and completed associated appurtenances. So the project status for this one, it is substantially complete. The construction has been done for over a year. We will cross this one off of the list, and I will not be talking about it much more after a little while because once we have the pending conclusion of the GLO monitoring and acceptance of the grant closeout report and just the last little closeout paperwork, notoriously takes a lot of time. I will be coming back to talk more about the ongoing monitoring with these in a moment. Just want to get through these updates. So yeah, C287 substantially done, pending the last little paperwork at the end. D208 is the manhole and sanitary sewer improvements project. Y'all were awarded this one in November of 2021. It currently has a very firm fixed end date of 1/31/2027. We do not anticipate this taking that full time. This was a grant for just about $7.5 million with a city local funds commitment of $75,000. The project description was to remove, repair, and relocate existing sewer lines and manholes and complete all associated appurtenances. The project status for this for D208, Construction is proceeding and is on track for completion, I would say, in spring of 2026. We have been shifting around items on the performance statement to make sure we are using all of the money. This came in overbid by a substantial amount. We had to break this up into manageable chunks. So right now we are focusing on additional manholes being reviewed and added via change orders that actually might be coming up, if not this meeting, then very soon. Some adjustments to sewer pipe quantities were done mostly because a lot of these sewer pipes needed point repairs or smaller lengths of replacement or rehab rather than as much as we anticipated at the time of the application. None of the city commitment has been paid, but we do have a plan to do so, I believe, in its entirety at the next payment application. That is all part of the plan. It has always been part of the plan. So we will take care of that and we will scratch off that 75,000 very soon. So that's where we are with D208. For D223, which is the lift stations and wastewater treatment plant, this was awarded around the same time as D208 in late October of 2021. This also has a firm, this cannot be moved end date of 1/31/2027, so roughly a year from now. The project funding for this grant is almost $49 million, making sure I had all my zeros there, with a city match commitment of $490,000. So as the project title indicates, this is the project description for this is to install and construct additional equipment for the wastewater treatment plant to increase its capacity by 2.25 million gallons per day of sewage flow. This project will also rehabilitate or replace up to 21 lift stations, increase the capacity of those lift stations, elevate and install emergency backup pumps, and complete all associated appurtenances. As far as the project status for this one, the wastewater treatment plant construction is proceeding on schedule, which is fantastic. Like I said, we have a very firm end date on this one, and so that needs to proceed as it is on schedule. We have completed 3 lift stations with 1 additional lift station being added to an existing contract via change order. The remaining lift stations, I believe, are currently being advertised and bid out to complete as many as our funds allow. To remind council, we bid a pretty small number of the lift stations initially of this project while we were finalizing the design of the wastewater treatment plant. The wastewater treatment plant is the bulk of the project. It's the most expensive piece of this. Once we got the bids from that, we were able to go out for additional bids for the additional lift stations because it came in slightly under what we were expecting. That's a recap. That's not new information. So that's where we are with that. 3 lift stations done, more to be done. I think we're looking to get a total. I mean, we bid out as many as we can. I think we're going to probably realistically end up with a total of like 8 to 10. I'll confirm that with Brent. But that's sort of the range that we're seeing. Obviously, bids are out right now. We have to see how the bid tabs all come in and proceed accordingly. Okay, city match
Can I ask
commitment.
a quick question?
Sure.
Alex, is there any concern that GLO is expressing about our GLO projects? Because I'm hearing from the community and some council members that they are worried about our projects.
Okay. So if you might be referring to the monitoring, there is an ongoing monitoring for all of our GLO projects, including the one with PMI here. I'm going to get to an overview of where we are with that after I get through these. To answer your question, no, monitorings are normal. Everybody gets a monitoring. We'll get into that more in a second. Last thing about the status for the wastewater treatment plant and lift stations project, the city match commitment, has not been, a little typo on my sheet there, sorry. City match commitment has not been paid yet, but we are planning to contribute a substantial chunk next payment reimbursement for the contractor. One more to go. This one's quick. This is the only TDA project that I am managing for the city of Marque. This is the Wisteria Drainage Project with a grant period of 2/1/2024 was when you were awarded. And this one will be closing out at the end of next month, 1/31/2026. This was a total, that's a GLO grant award again. That's for BTDA, pardon me. This was a total award of $500,000 with a city local funds amount match commitment that came out to $145,488.60. This is a pretty straightforward project of storm sewer improvements along Wisteria Street. The construction is 100% complete. The contractor is pending their final retainage payment once closeout paperwork is complete, largely in a similar boat with kind of like the way Westlawn was looking. Just got to wrap up the remaining paperwork and do all those things. And that'll be complete within plenty of time of our approaching grant completion there. So that is all of my updates for your projects. If you have any questions about those, I can answer them now, or I could just jump right into that monitoring question right away.
Why don't you jump into the monitoring?
Okay. So I wanted to give an overview because I know that monitoring is it can be a scary word. I have a lot of experience managing monitorings with both these projects and others. So my goal is to make monitoring not scary.
Mhm.
The way monitoring works with the GLO is all grants can and should be monitored at some point during their lifetime. Not all of them are 100% of the time, but it's like roughly 80 to 90% of them. This always happens. It is a part of the process. We all theoretically, when we signed the paperwork to accept the grant, knew that was a piece of this. So the initial monitoring for we actually started this way back in around this time last year, for Westlawn was selected to get their monitoring completed. Westlawn, the C287 project, that monitoring ended up being expanded. Communication by the GLO was a little tricky, but I think they just wanted to get all of these done at the same time, which is their prerogative. So we ended up having, after like months and months of back and forth, we were actually almost done with C287's monitoring. They expanded and we had a new comprehensive monitoring introduction and walkthrough call in June of 2025. The exact date was not available to me because they did not invite the grant administrators or external grant administrators for reasons that was, again, a little odd, but again, their prerogative. The way that monitorings go is they have this introduction and walkthrough call where they ask the city, they ask the administrators just some basic questions to see how we're doing, making sure that we're following the procedures outlined in the GLO's grant administration manual. All very straightforward. The city handled that one just fine. After that, they will submit documentation requests for areas of testing, either that were identified as potential areas of weakness, which everybody's got them, potential areas of weakness that were in lost my train of thought. Sorry. Potential areas of weakness from that introduction call. And so we gather up all of those. Also, a part of the document submission is an interview with someone at the city calling to ask about fraud, waste, and abuse. That is 100% normal. They have to add, those are a lot of ugly words. They have to ask. That call happened and it was totally, no concerns were presented before us. So we responded to once we submitted those, we responded to some RFIs, requests for information. And now we are awaiting the final monitoring report. The final monitoring report has been 3, maybe 4 months coming. The folks at the GLO, they're called CDR compliance. They're notoriously slow. This is not outside the realm. It's getting long on their average, but this is not outside the world of possibility for that. And I just want to say that, under the leadership of Ms. Holly and Shannon, the city addressed the bulk of the monitor's concerns after the exit conference, that last meeting that we had back in August. And we are not anticipating any financial penalties at this time. That obviously can change when we finally get the final report, but usually there are signs, and I do not see any. Any questions or thoughts about that?
Thank you for that, Alex. Any questions for Alex at this time? I see you, Mayor Pro Tem. No, ma'am, not at this time. No,
How
ma'am.
how many lift stations are located in the city of Lamarck?
I believe there are 22. And we are looking at 21 of them.
So when all said and done, at some point, possibly 80% of our lift stations will have been improved, at
That
least on the low side?
That actually sounds high to me. I think of the 21 that we planned, we are looking at, Brent, help me out.
We're looking at, starting off, we're looking at 5 with this next bid. If we have extra money after the 5, we won't know for sure till the numbers come in. We have a bid opening on that this Thursday or next Thursday?
This Thursday.
This Thursday. So we'll have a for sure number by then and what we're looking at. But we do have the extra lift stations in there if we have the extra money.
So we have 3 done,
We are about to do a 4th one,
about to do a 4th,
and then we're looking at 5 more.
and we're looking at 5 more. So we're
If
looking at
not
about
more.
9.
10, 9 or 10?
Yeah,
Yes.
so about half.
But correct me if I'm wrong, we've had other grant opportunities where other lift stations have already been approved. The lift station on
That-
Bolney, is that included in this?
That one has already been, that was under this one. That's already
That
been
was,
completed.
that
Yes,
was
sir.
under this one. The lift station that is located at the, what's the street, Gus? The one on the railroad, pardon,
6.
Oh.
what street was
Yeah.
that? Campbell,
Street.
Campbell.
Sixth and Campbell, but those streets were never open, but over there.
That
next to
lift
the power
station,
line.
is that on anybody's list to improve or expand?
The 6th Avenue lift station, is that the one he's talking about? It's already been improved.
Oh, it has been,
Yes,
it was.
we had no backup hooked up. We just got that completed. I'm not sure why they didn't hook up the gas line but that was done back in 2020, along with the lift station. The same problems we're having at the wastewater treatment plant pumps are the same issues we're having at the 6th Street lift station, but those have been improved.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Anyone else? Thank you, gentlemen.
I just one last quick remark. I just want to say that I wanted to mention that since I started working as the point of contact in 24, things have never been running as smoothly with these projects. And I think that a lot of credit of that goes to working with Shannon, working with Ms. Holly, and working with Galilea throughout all of that. So I just want to
Look at that.
express my gratitude.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Thank you for letting us know that.
Statement.
You can make one quick statement.
It
Mr.
had to
Brown.
do with, we didn't have enough time. I was just gonna ask if Mr. Lowry could get those streets of his concern to Miss Holly. I will look into it and make sure.
Sure.
So,
Yeah, I got
thank
the
you.
pictures of them on my phone here.
Yes, sir.
Are you talking about in D, are you talking about the streets that with the extension, going to the house is what you're saying? Okay, the same one you're talking about?
I'm assuming, I'll
Okay.
take a look at it.
All right, thank you.
Mayor, just one last, Shannon, I'm sorry. The work that's beginning on Newman for the sewer line?
Yes, sir.
That is not funded by any of,
No, those are impact fees.
Those are-
And that's the same with the water line going down from the Stonewall to Newman.
all right, very good, thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, lady. Wonderful, wonderful news. Item 5, citizens' participation limited to 3 minutes per person. Comments from the public will be heard at this time. Any person with city-related business who is signed up may speak to council. It'll be limited to 3 minutes. If wishing to speak, give the mayor, the presiding officer, your full legal name, your address, and the item you wish to speak about. In compliance with Texas Open Meetings Act, the city may not deliberate on comments. Personal attacks will not be allowed. Personnel matters should be addressed to the city manager during normal business hours. If you are visiting with us via telephone, you may press *6 to unmute yourself. If you are visiting with us via the Zoom platform on a smartphone, tablet, or a computer, there should be a microphone icon at the lower portion of your screen. If you are visiting with us in person, there is a podium and a microphone, the center aisle. Ms. Nance, is the clock working tonight? The clock is, it's not on if you need to.
We have the same.
As we prepare the clock, you may, when your name is called, you may approach the center aisle and you will have 3 minutes for your citizens' participation, period. Again, let us remember, this is still America, and we are still governed by our First Amendment rights. Look at that. There's now a clock on the screen. How about that? We are still governed by our First Amendment rights. We as a council and as a community are asking that we respect one another, and that we, if we can, we express our concerns or our questions with kindness and with mutual respect. I believe the council can hear you clearer when we express in those ways. Thank you for your consideration. Are there any persons online wishing to speak? We have 3. Who's first? Mrs. Winkleman,
Yes, hi.
welcome.
My name is
Name and address for the record, please.
Haley Winkleman. I won't be giving my address.
Welcome.
Thank you. I've been listening in this evening for quite some time now. Especially even on the last meeting. And when I was listening, I wasn't planning on speaking, but Aesop's fable came to mind. And I'm not sure who all is familiar with Aesop's fable, but it was the boy who cried wolf. We have now listened to a council member call me, Rashard Loftus, CJ Beard, Vanessa, Jackie Pennington, Kim Yancey, Keith Bell, Rashard's kids, Kim Yancey's kids, her husband, Devonia's grandma, and Devonia's whole family, my whole family. And now this evening, it was Miss Holly, who's a criminal. Eventually, when you keep calling people criminals and nothing's there, people stop listening, just like in Aesop's fable. But moving on from that, I would also like to say that calling out corruption for 5 years, you are not calling out anything, or you are the crappiest corruption fighter I've ever seen. I didn't want to fight corruption, but I ended up doing it, and it took me 6 months to get a whole new police chief. So I don't know. I don't know what
Is she still on?
I am here.
Okay.
I don't know what happened. I apologize. But that's truly all I wanted to say tonight, was that Aesop's fable came to mind and the boy who cried wolf. So thank you for your time, and I hope everyone has a great night.
Thank you, Ms. Winkleman. You said there were 3. Hello? Hello? Reggie Ford? Reggie
Yeah.
Ford?
Yes,
Name
Can
and
you hear me?
address for the, please. Yes, sir. Welcome.
thank you, Mr. Mayor, Council. My name is Reggie Ford. I live out of state. I used to live in the Marque area, and I grew up there. And my concern this evening is, I'm a business owner, and I was looking to bring my business back to Lamarck. But I feel some trepidation about doing that because of the chaos that's on city council. Now, Mr. Mayor, congratulations on your award. I've talked to a lot of people about you. They love you. They say you have the best interest of the city and you do a good job. But I think that your hands are tied, and I think you have a faction that's on city council who is holding you from doing what you need to do. It's like having an incorrigible child in a classroom, and the teacher cannot teach the ones who want to learn because of that incorrigible class. But I think you're also missing some help, and I think you're missing some help from your city attorney. Now I know this may be a shock, but the city attorney is supposed to help is the chief legal counsel for governance that's going on in the city. And the person that I'm talking about is Mr. Lowry. And the reason I brought the city attorney into this is because either he doesn't know what's going on, don't care what's going on, or is part of this machination with Mr. Lowry. There was so many different things allegedly that Mr. Lowry sent packages to people's house. I don't want to regurgitate everything. Mr. Lowry is probably saying, "Who is this Reggie Ford guy?" I've disrespected a lot of people, but I don't remember disrespecting him. Well, let me tell you what he did. Mr. Lowry talked about my grandmother. Yes, I'm Devanya Greenwood's cousin. And what he said was my grandmother was in a home with Devanya, which is not true. He said that they were cooking meth and all these illicit drugs, which was not true. They took her to a building where she inhaled all these drugs. It's not true. There's not one scintilla of truth to what he said. My grandmother passed away 10 years ago. If he was saying something factual, I would be okay. If I were to come up here and say, Mr. Lowry, I would like to share everything about his sexual proclivities. If I had facts to show that, then people say, wow, let's see the facts. But he does this with a lot of people and he doesn't show facts. So the point I want to make right here in closing is, I want to do whatever I can because I want to come back and I want to see Lamarque be the place it needs to be. Mr. Mayor, you are the ambassador of that city. And I want you, yes. Hello?
Mr. Ford, your time is up, sir. Thank you. Is that the alarm clock? Oh my goodness. I don't know that I would ever want to speak again after that. Can we stop it? Did we stop it? Mr. Ford, your time was up, sir. Thank you for participating. We have one more. And who is that?
Kentowski.
Mr. Kantowski? Mr. Brandon Kantowski? Yes, sir.
Hello,
Name and
Mayor.
address. Welcome.
Brandon Kentowski. I live on Oak Lawn. Hey, thanks for the time. I want to congratulate you on your award. But I also, we still have this problem going on with my neighbors and the police. And now, you know, I was made aware that the city got new body cam footage or body cams and dash cams and all that stuff at the beginning of the year. And, you know, if it's a new system, this system should have the capability to redact videos. But the city, through Olson and Olson, states to the Attorney General that they don't have the capability to redact videos. So the problem is if the city employees are doing something that's illegal and breaking the law, whether it's selective enforcement or running back and telling my neighbors what I'm telling them, then there's a problem. And that's the only reason the city would want to hide the body cam footage. So I've gotten the police reports back, the call logs. They're heavily redacted. If there was no lying going on, then why would these records be withheld? And that's a problem, you know. The chief, I know he was playing both sides of the thing with me and my neighbor. And the neighbor even said it when she came up there to speak, that the chief got the trespass dismissed. The chief told me he's going to see it to the end. Like I said, all the evidence is there. Now I'm being punished because some lying neighbor has said I've been breaking the law and said I'm a threat to them, and nobody's doing nothing about it. It's ridiculous. And this city is going to end up paying for it because of it. through lawsuits or whatever, if the city keeps playing the devil's advocate, there's going to be more people bringing lawsuits to this city. And the people that are supposed to be protecting the city aren't protecting the city. So that's all I have to say. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Kantowski. Any other persons online? Very good. Before we move to those that are here in person, how are we planning to keep time? The same? And so when you approach, it would probably be easiest to continue to look to your left. Ms. Nance, would you keep an eye on that clock for them as well? If you are so involved in your comments where you can't look to your left, at about 20 seconds, Ms. Nance will start waving at you to give you your 20-second warning in hopes that you might begin to bring your horse into the barn. Mr. James Ross, good to see you again, Mr. Ross. Name and address for the record.
James Ross, 414 Avenue D. So I'm here to talk about 8-1, your old business on water rates, and this email that I found going through some stuff. So first off, Mr. Worth and I had good long conversation. He came up with the 5-year plan for your water rates, not as aggressive as mine. So if it's going to cost me less on my water bill, I'm all for that. Secondly, so this also goes to possible forensic audit, if y'all want to look into it. So February 14th of 2020, there was an email sent out to the council at the time that described a project that was started and voted in December of 2017 through my research, and started May timeframe of 2018 to do water meters. The first decline in your Moody's credit rating was due to lack of regular rate increases for your water and sewer. So good job tonight. Please, let's pass this. Weak debt coverage because of the same reason. Below average assets, your aged infrastructure. So hopefully once we get District D up to specs, we'll be good to go. And below average resident household income. And then you, I guess in 2020, spent an extra $3 million that decreased your reserve funds to a point that they said your credit rating needs to be looked at, and was downgraded from an A1 to an A2. So this credit problem, this money problem that we're having has been ongoing and not fixed to this point. It's nobody on this council that is here now, their fault. It has been an ongoing issue, finance, and people have not given the city and you adequate information to make an informed judgment on what you need to do. And then lastly, on point 914, the delivering of your agendas to council people. I suggested back during the budget that you went to a budget specific for each district, so that stuff like all your money for talking to your professional services, donations, this, that, and the other, instead of discretionary fund, was all there, and then you could pay for it that way. Thank you.
Very good. Mr. Ross, point of information. Point of information. You are saying this email indicates that our credit rating was reduced from an A1 to an A2 in February of 2020 because that particular council did not raise water and sewer rates according to the anticipated expenditures from the utility fund?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
And the reduction of the reserves.
And the reduction of, is that what it says?
3 million.
3 million. Thank you for that, Mayor Pro Tem. Mrs. Devanya Greenwood, welcome, Ms. Devanya. Name and address for the record, please.
Paying citizen, and I live in Lamarque. Good evening, Mayor Bell, City Council. Hopefully Chief Rodriguez is here, but I want to be very clear. Joseph Lowry pulled the right string, but the wrong yo-yo. He thought he could use his position to bully me. He thought he could use his Lowry News Network, which is a network full of trash, to intimidate me. But all he has done is wake up a sleeping giant. He shook the bear this time, and now he has to deal with the rumble in the jungle. To this council, y'all got a serious problem. This city administration has told me in writing that your hands are tied and you cannot control Joseph Lowry. That excuse is going in today. When a city councilman uses his title to call Black constituents thugs and creates hostile environments within the city and the citizens, that's a serious problem. He went on the internet and attacked my deceased mom and my nearly 100-year-old grandmother, 2 women who died of natural causes. He lied and he claimed they were tainted with meth. To weaponize the memory of dead women because he can't handle a living woman standing up to him makes him the biggest coward in this room. He stated publicly that my actions could cost me dearly, and I took that as a terroristic threat. He hides behind the city shield, but he can't hide behind the law. To the citizens, and I'm putting it on record, since speaking out against Joseph Lowry, I have been a victim of cyber warfare. My social media was hacked. My phone number was stolen in a SIM swap. To Chief Rodriguez, I ain't here to just talk. I'm here to file charges. I have formally reported Lowry to several different agencies, but the biggest issue that I have is he's still sitting here. Joseph Lowry is allegedly a convicted felon whose rights were not fully restored when he filed to run for office. And under the Texas election code, he is sitting in that seat illegally, and he is considered an imposter. I am done playing games with Lowry. I am filing charges, and I officially have it here today for harassment, terroristic threats, official oppression, and illegal holding of public office. Lowry, since you disappeared, all of a sudden you went MIA. Your time is definitely coming, and eventually the clock gonna run out on every clown in the circus. I got 10 minutes left. Here's my formal complaint for a legal memorandum of criminal complaint for the election code, request for prosecution,
Ms.
and a
Greenwood,
cease and desist.
thank you. Is that what you provided to us?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Robert Harvey, welcome, Mr. Harvey. Name and address for the record, please. I don't have a time that he is coming out.
Comments all about him. I want him to be out here.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's respect the speaker. Let's respect the meeting. Thank you.
Mayor Bell, congratulations on your award. I'm not the type of person to congratulate people for an award in government, but I know it'd piss Lowry off, so I'm gonna congratulate you on your award. Now, I want to get something off my chest. I've always been professional and I've tried not to cuss in these meetings, but tonight I'm pissed off, and I'm seriously pissed off. This asshole, this piece of shit, he crossed the line. He's always crossing the line, but he's went too far this time. He's harassing my kids and stalking my kids.
Wait, lady.
Shut your mouth. My public comment.
Order. We will, we will have order. We will have order. Ladies and gentlemen, calm down. Ladies and gentlemen, calm down.
Set my time, please.
Mr. Harvey, hold on just a second. Ladies and gentlemen, calm down. Now, this is, whether we like it or not, unfortunately, this is free speech. It really is. It really is. We have been advised by our attorney. We have been advised, that is a request. We have been advised by our attorney that it is a listen, I'm not gonna put up with it. I'm not. We will not disrupt a meeting. If you want an explanation, I will give you an explanation.
I'd be done by now if they wouldn't
Mr.
interrupt.
Mr. Harvey, if you let me finish, then I'll let you finish. At the end of the day, we have been advised by our attorney, Olson and Olson, that it is free speech, whether we like it or not, that those items that we read are requests. That is the advice we have received from Mr. Knable. Would you like to elaborate on that, Mr. Knable?
Happy to. The government code says the governmental body may not prohibit public criticism of the governmental body. So, I mean, if Mr. Harvey or any citizen wants to criticize the body or its members, the government code is, and the other thing I would say is that while this does say this is to address you all, so the speaker needs to address you all, and should my advice is should the audience interrupt the speaker, is to let the presiding officer control the meeting, not the speaker engage in a shouting match, because that is also not helpful.
Very good. It's free speech. It is covered under our Constitution. It happens at the highest levels of government. It happens in federal government, if you all have been paying attention to your television screens, and it is now happening in municipal government. Whether you are an elected official or not, people say some of the wildest things. And if we are allowing it to happen in our federal government, who are we in our municipal government to somehow prohibit the First Amendment right to move forward? Ms. Nance, I believe I don't think that you were at 3 minutes, Mr. Harvey.
A lot of my time right
No, I think that you were probably at about 2:45.
Yes, sir.
I'll go there. Can we go
Thank
back
you
to
for respecting
2:45?
my rights, Mayor. Whether you like it or not, you're respecting my rights. Thank you.
Let it. Ma'am, we all understand, Harvey. What will happen is if you continue to address the audience, you're addressing 5 members.
Yo, sorry.
Then exactly.
She keeps interrupting my time.
Well, you can focus on us. We're not interrupting your time. We're not interrupting your time. Okay, well, that's okay. Long as we are hearing you, we're fine. Are we at 2:45? Proceed, Mr. Harvey.
Yeah, I mean, he gets on the internet and harasses people and talks all that shit and stalks people and cyber stalking. And now he's crossed the line. He's been messing with my kids. And then when the meeting comes, this is our 3 minutes. I'm sorry. Let me look this way. This is our 3 minutes to address y'all. I don't do all that shit online. I block him. I don't fight back and forth. But when I come up here to say something, he runs off like a little coward. He's a little bitch. And excuse my language, but that's what he is. And I'm pissed. He's been stalking my kids and harassing my kids. That's where I draw the line. I'd never come up here and cuss and I never holler, but I'm pissed off, man. He's been messing with my kids. You don't mess with my kids, you piece of shit.
Listen, let's move forward. Mr. Harvey, go ahead.
Nobody cares about your stupid shirts that you made with your AI generated photo with me on it. All right. We all know Councilman Lowry is a serial stalker, a serial harasser. He cyber stalks people with numerous fake accounts online. He stalks my residence, takes photos of my truck and my RV, sends them to me. He mails stuff to my residence with language and imagery that only he uses online, including illustrations of the fire chief Roy running me over with the fire truck. He follows me around in my truck, shows up where I'm working repeatedly, sends me harassing communications by text, email, and every method you can think of. He hired a private investigator to follow me around, which I'm pretty sure he's here right now, and spy on me for no reason. He has no reason to hire a private investigator on me other than to harass me. He offers people rewards online for my location and for people to find me. He live streams himself driving around looking for me while wearing ski masks. Him and his wife repeatedly call my phone. She leaves threatening voicemails, which have positively been identified as you by people who used to live with you, I have published these voicemails. They are online. I reported all this stuff and the police do nothing. Okay. And I don't ever go to the police. Never. The citizens begged me for over a year to report them. I finally reported them and they did nothing. Okay, here's what he's doing to my daughter. He's calling my daughter's work, telling her bosses that her dad is a criminal and she's probably a criminal too, that they need to fire her. He leaves reviews on my daughter's workplace talking about me and saying she should be fired because of me. He also takes screenshots of my daughter's Facebook page and posts them on his page, mocking my daughter's cousin and her stepsister's weight, telling them they need king-size sheets. And my daughter is pissed off, man, and that pisses me off. I'm so mad.
Mr. Harvey, your time is up.
All right.
Thank you. Mrs. Natalie East. Welcome, Ms. Natalie. Name and address for the record, please.
Hello, my name is Natalie again. I don't live here, but my parents do. I have a business of 10 years. We just celebrated as a moving business. So I work a lot of places from Galveston County to Nacogdoches to Lake Jackson to Huntsville to Beaumont and all in between. In May, just a few days after posting a video of a city worker removing a sign from my mother's yard on Main Street and having a conversation with the city manager at the time, I was pulled over just blocks from my mother's house for no left turn signal. And before ever getting any kind of communication, of course, I'm going to just question why the fuck I would be pulled over for no left turn signal in the first place. Minding my fucking business in the first place. And it all came together as I got arrested, pleaded for my disabled child that was being left at home with his siblings. They wouldn't allow my mother to take my vehicle, which was blocks from her house, had it towed. I pleaded with the officers, including Rodriguez Buntello and Sergeant Peterson, for a phone call to my son because I didn't get to tell my kids what was going on. And Lord knows what the hell happened to my mom after I'm getting arrested. They refused to give her the fucking car. So I don't know what the hell's going on. No one would give me a phone call. The conditions of the jail were horrendous. The way that I was treated was horrific. I was manhandled over no left turn signal. I was taken from my child unnecessarily. And Lowry is the fucking poster child of white supremacy in Lamarque, Texas. Okay, and since then, I posted my video of my arrest. Nothing but Lowry supporters flocking to me, harassing me, relentlessly calling CPS on me. One disguised as Larry Yancey, which I've been told is Lowry. And one just openly stupid Lorinda Essery, relentlessly calling CPS on me and admitting to it online. And I don't play that fucking shit. And it's taken me this long just to have the fucking nerve to come up here and speak because I have had CPS, the police, constantly coming, not just to my mother's house, but to my house. It is outrageous. And that's for you, Lowry. That's for you, Sarah. That's for all of your supporters.
Thank you, Mr. Ruiz.
And Mayor, I would just like to iterate my prior advice on public criticism of the council applies to the council, not to private citizens. So
Say that again, I'm sorry.
I'm just iterating my prior advice about public criticism of the governing body, not private citizens.
Make it plainer, Gus.
You can criticize council, but not the general public.
Ms. Ruiz, you had your time. We appreciate you using your right to free speech. But now you have sat down and the rules of decorum explicitly apply to the audience. We will not tolerate any disruption from the audience. Ms. Ruiz, Miss Ruiz, you are out of order. You're out of order. You're out of order. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Ruiz. Thank you. Okay. All right. We're gonna breathe. We're going to breathe and we will proceed. Ladies and gentlemen, let's proceed. Mrs. Audrey Cumby. You want to be passed? Okay. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Mr. Carl Beard. Welcome, Mr. Carl. Name and address for the record.
Carl Beard. I'm a Tech City resident. I won't get my address. I first came here in support of Ms. Holland. I guess you guys actually did the right thing. I mean, you seen government work. You seen a motion come on the floor. You guys debated a check and balance system actually worked. Right decision was made. This is to the city attorney. When will we start the research and maybe develop a precedent across America for removing a city council person when it's not in your bylaws or constitution or whatever governs this body? When will we start the search for legal remedies? I've been coming over here for about 3 to 4 years now. These meetings have gotten more aggressive in nature, and it's one person that sits on the diocese that the citizens of this community have more than spoke out their discontent, dislike of his actions, but yet nothing legally from our city attorney or even an opinion has been issued as to what can be done other than recall. At what point will the city begin to do risk management and figure out how much legal lawsuits from people out here in this audience will actually cost the city? I know everybody was so in roar when we were talking about, oh, the city is out of budget. Well, a couple of $100 million in lawsuit because of one person that sits up on this diocese costs us. So I would ask you that you do some sort of research to figure out what this body can do, other than just general slaps on the wrist. You know, you can't even put a person in timeout up here for childish behaviors, but when we develop something, America was based off of precedents. Grow some balls, man. Just do something. Come up with some type of remedy. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Beard. Clarence Caldwell. Welcome, Ms. Clarence. Good to see you again. Name and address for the record, please.
Clarence Caldwell, City of Lamar. I tell you, this dog and pony show got to come to a stop because this is starting to get ridiculous. We came right there to have a decent meeting without people going crazy. I mean, they said everything that I needed to say on that emphasis. So that's already on record. So let me talk about my other issues. My other issues are the garbage cans in the city of Marque is dark green. On Prairie, Volney, Newman Road, it's pitch dark. When the garbage man picks up the trash, especially on Fridays, they have guys on the back of the truck that empties the garbage. Well, they don't even return it back to its normal place. It's halfway part in the road. And the person who live in these different addresses, they don't even bother to move their garbage cans out the road. So what's going to happen when, like that young, he's not here now, but the young man that was here when he was talking about accidents and fatalities and stuff like that in the city of Lamar and safety, well, is it going to take somebody to get hurt because there are garbage cans or there's trash that's on the side of the road that nobody cares to pick up? If you go down Volney right now, there's in front of this beautiful home, there's trash that's strung all over the place on the side of the road. And that's sad. When I back out my driveway, I look one way, looked another way, before you know it, boom, there's a car there. There's even no street signs to say, what is the speed limit? The speed limit on a rural road is supposed to be 30 miles per hour, but you have people that drive 50 and above. And that's just not including the citizens. That's including people who work for the city of Lamar. And that's sad. When is it going to stop? When is somebody going to do something to say, okay, look, y'all drive up and down the street. Hey, look, this is a garbage can. Hey, go knock on that person's door. Write a fine. That's how we pay bills here. You don't pay bills by just talking to somebody. You hit somebody in that back pocket, and I guarantee you, we'll get out of that in a hurry. So let's right there stop all this arguing, bickering, and let's do something.
Thank you, Ms. Caldwell. Mr. Robert Mishtich. Welcome, Robert. Name and address for the record, please.
Sorry, Mary.
Robert Mitchstich, 24 North Curlew, Lamar. I'm going to bring this thing back to the financials while we're in this mess. First off, I'd like to thank Mr. Lowry for bringing a lot of things to attention. Most recently, a phone call, which supports some of my problems with our city manager and with the rest of you on council. I've asked, and I appreciate the update about the GLO projects, but it doesn't cover everything. It doesn't cover that charges to our grants that were on there my last year in council of that lift station over there for the Woodhaven development across from Delaney. And you have not responded to that at all. It's going on about 7 weeks now that the GLO was here investigating the claims of the fraud on that, because that lift station was never part of it. And we're asking about it. I've asked about the money that was paid and who it was paid to. Did it go to the developer? We're talking a little over $4 million. Where'd that come from? And I brought this up before, And I give Miss Griffin a pass because she's new to this council, but you other three sit there on your hands. Y'all never mention it. You don't even ask a question. It's like, oh, we don't want anybody to know what happened to $4-something million. Who did it get paid to? That was a $1.5 million job at the best. Now, Miss Holly, I've had problems with open records even before you were here, where I was going to be charged for things that were just ridiculous. Yeah, it's selective is what I see. And your non-response, no, ma'am, you're not the right person for the job. But I'm looking at the rest of you, you councilman, you mayor, you councilwoman. Y'all have spent, along with two previous council people, has spent this city into oblivion, almost bankruptcy. And it's under your watch. You can sit there and claim, I didn't have anything to do with it. It's all about a city manager. No, sir. Thank you very much. And thank you, Mr. Lowry.
Thank you, Robert. Ladies and gentlemen, we're almost through. We're almost through. Mr. Loftus, Rashad Loftus, name and address for the record. Welcome, Rashad.
Good afternoon. I came here to talk about some infrastructure, drainage, culverts, and things of that nature. I want to know when we're going to get back to that. I happened to go down Stonewall Street yesterday, and I saw that they starting to dig the ditch. And then I happened to see that there was some culverts in the ditches. And I don't know if Public Works did it, but whoever did it, they did a shitty job. So then today I went back by there and I saw that the culvert was removed from the ditch. And I was happy to see that it was removed from the ditch. And I don't know if Public Works removed them or if the landowner haphazardly put them there. But I just want to remind you, Mayor, and you know, you and I've talked about it. You've came out to a couple sites that I've brought attention to this. Unless we get some qualified people setting these culverts when developers are building these homes and just putting concrete back over old culverts and not resetting them, you ain't gonna never get it right. It's just a fact, right? And if you ask me how I know, I could tell you, but that's for another day. It ain't gonna never be right if it ain't done right the first time. And maybe somebody set those culverts and realized they were doing it ass backwards and removed them. And I surely hope that it wasn't Public Works that did the work. Maybe they caught the landowner just dropping the culverts in the ditch, which is a misdemeanor if you do it yourself. So just put that on record, that if anybody thinking about doing it themselves, don't, right? So let's be mindful of that. And Ms. Holly, exactly what I'm speaking of. So those photos tell the story of what those culverts look like just sitting in the ditch. It was all wrong, right? So if we don't have the right people in place, I beg of you to get the right people in place, as this drainage and all of that ain't gonna never be right. We are going backwards, right? So this is probably the third, fourth, fifth time that I've mentioned that. Let's do better.
Thank you, Ms. Love. Shannon Bro, is this right? Are you speaking to us as a resident here? Welcome, Mr. Shannon. Name and address for the record, please.
My name is Shannon Bro. I live off of 2707 Meadow Lane.
I'm gonna just take my brief 3 minutes. I've never done this before. I'm gonna take it today. And I just want to make a couple of statements before I begin my actual. But first, I know that not everybody in this room is a Christian, and I respect that. I'm not going to try to shove my belief down y'all's throats. But one thing I'm a little tired of, just not at specifically anybody, but I am a little tired of seeing Christianity and God being used for your own agendas, for your own just push to attack people. I don't claim to be a perfect Christian. I know I fail daily. I do everything I can each and every day to the best of my ability to please God, because that's the only thing I care about at the end of the day. But one thing I just would like to say today is that it just bothers me to see these things happening here, that people are using Jesus, they're using God for that agenda. I do believe in taking a stand. I do believe in speaking against injustice. I do believe in doing the right things even when no one else does it. I do believe in calling out evil. I believe in a Jesus that flipped tables, but that same Jesus that flipped tables also died for those people that he was flipping tables on. And I'm just going to read a scripture right now. It's one of my favorite chapters in the Bible. I'm not going to read the whole chapter. I don't have enough time to read the whole chapter. But I am going to read Romans chapter 12, verse 14, that says, "Bless those who persecute you, bless and do not curse. Rejoice with those who rejoice and weep with those who weep. Be of the same mind toward one another. Do not set your mind on high things, but associate with the humble. Do not be wise in your own opinion. Repay no evil for evil, but have regard for good things in the sight of all men. And if it is possible," and it does say possible, it doesn't say it can always happen, but if it is possible, as much as dependent on you, live peaceably with all men. And if for some reason you can't, there is a disclaimer at the end that says, "Beloved, do not avenge yourself, but rather give place to the wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine. I'll repay you, says the Lord. Therefore, if your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he is thirsty, give him drink. For in doing so, you will heap coals of fire on his head. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good." This is simply a command that we are given by God on how we're supposed to handle attacks against us. It's how I try to live the best I can. I know I'm not always perfect. I fail on these things sometimes, but I do try to base that. I would just like to make my closing statements. I just ask everybody here as leaders of this city to just please lead with peace as much as you can, lead with wisdom, lead with integrity, and just be a good person for us citizens here for the city. I do know I work for the city, but I'm also a citizen here, and I am a part of all this mess with everybody else. So with that being said, I'm going to close. Next time I'm up here, I will be up here as a public works director. So please don't take anything I'm saying against me right now. When I get up here, we will be doing city's business. Thank y'all for this time.
Thank you, Mr. Grow. All right. Again, thank you, each and every one of you, for your comments, for exercising your First Amendment right. The council has heard you, and we will take into consideration all that you have provided for us. It was a privilege and an honor to hear you tonight. Item 6, minutes. Gus, council, it's 7:55. And if it's all right with you, let's do the business of the city as efficiently as possible so that we can all get to our next destination. Item 6, minutes. Gus, I will read all of these together without objection. 6-1, regular city council minutes, 10/27/2005. 6-2, special council meeting minutes, 7/28/2025. 6-3, special city council minutes, 7/7/2025. 6-4, special joint city council and public safety building committee meeting minutes of 7/7/2025. I will entertain a motion. There's a second? Are there any corrections, omissions, or additions to these minutes? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Item 7, public hearing. Conduct a public hearing to hear public input on item 7-1, ordinance number letter O-2025-0030, determining ex officio positions for boards, commissions, and committees. Ms. Nance, we are closing the regularly scheduled council meeting at 7:56. We are opening the public hearing at 7:56. Are there any persons online or in person wishing to speak to item 7-1? Any persons online or in person wishing to speak to item 7.1? One more time, any persons online or in person wishing to speak to item 7.1? We'll close the public hearing at 7:56, reopen our regular meeting at 7:56. And we move now to old business, item 8. Items presented to council for discussion and possible action. 8.1, ordinance number letter O-2025-0029, amending Appendix A, schedule of fees and charges of the Code of Ordinances, City of Lamarque, Texas, by amending the prescribed water and sewer rates. This is brought to us by Utility Billing and Finance. This item was tabled on November 10th, 2025. Is there a brief synopsis, Ms. Holly and Mr. Ferguson, that we would like the council to be made aware of before the council takes action?
So yes, we took all of citizen and council recommendations into consideration on the new proposed rates. The new rates are a significant reduction in what was previously proposed, but in addition has a full 5-year plan. It also allows us to more accurately meet with sewer as the higher version of the rate, since it is more costly for us to process sewer than it is to process water. Beyond that, the ordinance does include all 5 years rates, projections out. It also includes the new, what new bills would be for those. It does not include refuse or park fee or any of that, just the water and sewer. But we feel this is a good compromise of everybody's intent and goals.
Very good. This first reading, Ms. Nance, is this the first reading? So there will be a second reading? Any questions, ladies and gentlemen, for Mr. Ferguson? Mayor Pro Tem.
Yeah, I do. Thank you. Just to clarify, under the ordinance that we see before us, the water fee, come back to it again here, is the $12. Is that what I saw here? The fixed rate.
No, the fixed rate is 15.
I'm sorry, 15. It was 12.
Yes,
So
it was
it's
increased into 15. Yes.
And then $15 from the $12.50 that was at, I believe.
Correct.
$12.50. And then for you use 1,000 gallons of water, you'll be charged $2 more.
Correct.
This is residential, $2
Residential,
more.
yes.
If you use the 3,000, up to the 3,000, you're going to be charged the 15 plus the 2 plus the 4.
Plus the 4 twice. It's you get charged every 1,000 gallons.
You're going to
That's the way it's always been.
The 4
Yes.
twice.
Correct.
You charge 4 twice. It says 1,000 to 3,000 gallons.
Right, but
$4.
at the top, it says commodity tier rates per 1,000.
gallon.
Yeah.
Just make sure that we highlight that. I think that just got away from me too.
Okay.
So it's per 1,000.
It's per 1,000 gallons. That is not a change. That's the way
no
it's,
change. Okay.
yeah.
So you'll be charged the 2 plus the 4 twice.
Correct.
If you hit 3,000 gallons. And okay, and then okay, the math works out that way. And based upon this schedule, we'll have we'll at least be as close as possible to meeting our overhead with regard to the water side.
Yes, the goal of this is to get the utility fund back stable.
Yes.
We also, as was noted, we did keep commercial as a significant increase from the vastly undercharge that it was previously.
Yes.
So they're picking up a lot of the slack on getting it back.
And during our last discussion, we asked for some additional information with regard to the total water usage. what the contract from Gulf Coast, what our buy is from Gulf Coast?
Yes, so we do buy roughly twice what we use right now. To not get into like overly specific numbers, but roughly twice. It is entirely reasonable for us to cut back, but it is also, if we cut back, then we put ourselves in danger of never being able to get that water again.
Yes, I understand. That's the downside.
That is the downside.
That's the
yes.
downside. Even though we're making improvements in terms of dealing with the water leakages, the water loss that we've had
Yes.
in the past. And we're no longer at that 60% water loss rate.
Yes. But this also allows for, for us to build new construction and all of that, we have to prove we have water capacity to do that, whether it's new residential homes, new businesses, right? If we cut back on that buy, we eventually will hit a point where we might not be able to approve those levels of future
And
construction.
I don't see in here
Sorry, I
because
can't hear me.
it's
There's a lot of
city
talking.
council took this action. I don't see, or we provide you the guidance, the reductions for seniors.
So they are in there. If you read just below the tables, it notes that seniors receive $1 off for every 1,000 gallons for both water and sewer.
Okay.
So this is
I see it here now. Senior rates were considered.
enormous increase of what is currently done. It is a slight decrease from previous. Because we reduced the rates so much, I had to reduce the seniors to make the numbers work.
And that senior discount is applicable for the sewer side as well.
Correct. Both water and sewer get
Water
$1
and sewer,
every 1,000 gallons.
every 1,000 gallons.
Yes.
All right. Okay, and then the schedule here is you've calculated this out to fiscal year 30?
Yes, sir.
So this is a 5-year plan. Okay. Okay. All right, thank you.
So this is the first reading. This is the first reading.
Correct.
Of
Of the
the
new,
new schedule.
This is a fundamentally
Right.
different proposal, so it has to go
than
back to first reading.
before. So tell me, layman terms, what is the percentage? As far as it going up, we know it's going up, but what is that percentage?
So that percentage changes depending on how many 1,000 gallons you use.
So if I use 3,000.
If you use 3,000 gallons, I don't have an exact percentage, but it would be roughly in the 15 to 20%.
Okay, so it's reasonable.
The
It's
more
not
you
like-
go up, the higher the jump, because we're currently not charging a lot for large use customers,
Okay.
right? So there is a bit of an exponential curve in that payment, but it is drastically reduced from previous.
Well, like, okay, so the last time that you did this
Yes.
presentation, you were able to give us some figures in layman terms where people can understand it. Can you do
Yes,
that for us?
if you look in exhibit, I think it's exhibit A, there is an actual what the water and sewer charge will be
Okay.
for every 1,000 gallons, both for senior and non-senior, calculated out through fiscal year 30. Again, this doesn't include trash or parks fee or donation or anything like that, just water and
So
sewer.
is the average jump 15 to 20%? Is that what you're
The
saying?
average jump is probably closer to 30, but again, that gets affected as you get.
Well, it's better than 75. The last time we was like.
It is. Again, we tried to, take into account part of the goal is to encourage conservation, right? So you want to help do that, you do, charge people that use a lot of
And
water
this is
more.
for 5 years, the bare bones.
Yeah.
For the next 5 years, based on what we believe the rates will be, because the rates could
Yeah.
change, because
So,
last time they went up.
I will say,
potentially.
if the water authority unexpectedly goes up or does a massive cast call, or when we get all of the numbers correctly accounted for, and we see that the numbers that we're working with are just wildly wrong, right? And we're way further under than we thought, then we'll come back we won't make any changes this year,
Right.
right? But we'll come back next year and say, hey, here's the information. We'll make sure it's in the budget proposals that people see. Hey, this is what we think, this is what we need to do to get it right.
Okay, so what Councilman James Ross was saying about that being tied to our bond rating as well, to make sure that we're having the same correct utility rates, that's reasonable, and also because of the reserves, based on the email that he gave us. So just kind of articulate that, how does the utility rates have to do with the bond rate, real quick, in like 20 seconds.
Okay, we have bonds that are related to our utility infrastructure and the work we do there, some through the Water Authority, some on our own. Our bond rating is tied to those as much as it is to our general fund bonds. And so the inability for us to make enough money to pay those bond payments reduces our bond rating.
Okay. You did good, 20 seconds. You did it.
Any further questions? Mr. Ferguson, what would happen? We've already been given some information by one of our residents that suggested that our credit rating was reduced in 2020 from an A1 to an A2 because of that council's decision to not raise water and sewer rates consistent with the proposed expenditures that would be associated with providing water and sewer services. If this council elected to not raise water and sewer rates, what would that do to our financial position and our ability to provide services for our municipality?
So as we made aware to council, we don't have reserve to draw on to, to fund anything beyond the money that actually comes in for services provided, whether that's through taxes, sales tax, or utility fees, right? Those are the biggest three pots of money that we receive. All of our bonds that are on the utility side are committed to be paid by a combination of our property tax, small piece of the property tax, and our utility rates. And so we would potentially be violating the bond agreements if we cannot produce the revenue required to pay those bond agreements. It would result in further downgrade of our bond rating. It would also potentially, and this is result in a bond call, would be like a worst case scenario where we're asked to pay back everything immediately. That obviously the city, no one can handle a situation like that. Not just us, like literally pick your place and they're not gonna be able to handle a bond call. So.
Thank you. There's no further questions. Council, Ms. Nance, did we have a motion on this or not yet? I will entertain a motion on 8.1.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
8.2. 8.2. Ordinance number letter O-2025-0030. Determining ex officio positions for boards, commissions, and committees. Ms. Nance, this is a second and final reading? Oh, of the ordinance, not of the choices.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. All right. Council, I will entertain a motion. The second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? 8.3, boards and commission appointments. Appointing, reappointing, and or removing members of boards and commissions and committees. Council, Ms. Nance has put on her copy of the agenda she handed to me, need appointments with an exclamation point. We have struggled with meetings. Hello. We've struggled with meetings and what word am I looking for? The quorum of those meetings. And so we cannot conduct official business because of lack of quorum. And so if you have appointments, make sure that your appointments are actually attending the meetings that they have been appointed to, for the boards or commissions that they have been appointed to. And so if at all you have an appointment to make, let's make them at this time. Mayor Pro Tem.
Mayor, I'd like to reappoint Ms. Terry Taylor to the ordinance review committee.
Dead. Do a district.
It says here expires 2025, but I thought, I'm surprised.
So, I guess I haven't kind of briefly talked. That board was only commissioned for 1 year.
Oh, it's just
So,
one
Which
year?
board is this? I'm sorry.
the
Ordinance
ordinance
review?
review committee. So all of them expire. So we need to determine if that board is going to get recommissioned again or what the intent will be. But when you initiated that board in the ordinance, you guys put that it was only commissioned for 1 year.
For one what?
Year.
Okay.
1 year, a 12-month period.
But they've only had like 3 meetings.
Correct.
They didn't do any, haven't had time to get their wheels. Well, if we could put it on an agenda item then, but that was the only thing that
You had that one?
that one item. I will find an appointment, the other commissioner or member, Miss Manet, this has started a new job, which is in the evening. So that interfered with her attendance there for 2025.
Anyone else have any appointments that they would like to make?
I don't think I have any appointments, right? I made all mine. I'm good. Okay.
And me either, right? I can't see, my computer's dead.
You can't see your, okay. Miss Nance. I'm looking at the building standards committee. And it looks like there are only 4 members for August, September, and October. Is that accurate?
That building standards. Sorry, you said building standards.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we had some resignations.
Sally Austin, which district is Sally Austin?
She's A.
And so so that's your appointment? Is that an A appointment? Not where she lived. Who appointed her?
Believe that's a mayor appointment.
Whose appointment?
I believe that's a mayor appointment. Give me 2 seconds to look it up. Anyway. Building standards, I have, Mayor, you actually made that appointment at the last meeting. They just haven't had a meeting.
That would be Miss Kidd.
Yes.
So I filled that appointment.
You
And
did.
then on the cemetery board, I filled that appointment as well.
Yes, you did those at the last meeting. They just haven't met since
Okay.
the last time you all met.
Okay. Are there any other appointments, not just for me? Do we need to, does the council need to be made aware of any of those persons that are appointed who have less than productive participation on those boards?
Attached to this item is an attendance sheet for each board. So you have that information. If you see that one of your appointments is habitually not coming, we do reach out to them before each meeting, but maybe it's a little bit more effective coming from you all to see if we can get them to attend.
So council, let's, so that we don't, I don't think that Ms. Nance wants to
Call names? No.
call names, but it is imperative that the first meeting in January, we look at this list to see if there are persons who have not been able to participate for whatever reason. And let's make those changes in January. Again, we have been unable to have quorums in several of our important boards and committees. Some of these boards and committees like building and standards have functions that are vital to our city. And so let's make sure that our appointees are attending, and if they're not attending, let's move to replace them. let's move past this moment.
I have one
You have
appointment. I
one?
need a second.
Okay.
Mayor Pro Tem reappointed Ms. Terry Taylor to the Ordinance Review Commission.
But you said that.
You want to wait on that until we
Until council decides.
recommission? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Whether or not we're going to commission it for another year? Okay, yeah. Can we have that on the next agenda? Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Item 9, new business, items presented to council for discussion and possible action. 9.1, resolution number R letter 2025-0046, suspending the December 19th, 2025 effective date of the Texas New Mexico Power Company's requested rate change to permit the city time to study the request and establish reasonable rates, approving cooperation with the TNMP cities, hiring Lloyd Goslick attorneys and consulting services to negotiate with the company and direct any necessary litigation and appeals, finding that the meeting at which this resolution is passed is open to the public and is required by law. I'll entertain a motion.
Oh, so moved.
The second?
Second.
Any discussion on this item? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote. Oh, do you want
The
to-
mayor pro tem had mentioned he had a question, but I didn't know if he still did.
You good? You sure?
Well, just simply, this is an effort by a
Sure.
group of cities.
Yes, sure. So
That's-
very briefly, this is Texas New Mexico Power. So this is only the portion of Lamarck served by Texas New Mexico Power, not the portion of Lamarck served by CenterPoint. Texas New Mexico Power has requested to raise the transportation and distribution charge. I believe that amount that they are proposing is 6.4% in residential rates and an overall increase in that amount of 5%. So you have you have normally a base charge, you have your energy charge, what you pay per kilowatt hour, and then you pay the transportation and distribution charge, which is also billed is an amount you pay per kilowatt hour. This is the transportation distribution charge. This is the city of Lamarck has original jurisdiction on these rates. This then goes to the PUC. The Public Utility Commission makes a ruling. The monthly, in short, the proposed rate would be about $5.20 extra on citizens' utility bills. So you all are suspending that 90 days. So
Very good. Any further questions? Let's let the record reflect that the Texas, New Mexico portion of our city is the eastern portion of our city. It is not the newer parts of our city. That is CenterPoint Energy. And so anything outside of the newer subdivisions on the eastern portion of our city is the areas that are in question tonight. I will call for the question. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? 9.2, request for qualifications 25-0005. Approving a contract in response to RFQ 25-0005 for the municipal court associate judge position.
We're gonna pull this from
wanna pull this?
consideration. We didn't actually receive any of those
Yeah.
applications.
I don't know, Gus, that we are ready to talk about this, but apparently there was a misunderstanding between our associate judge, who is also now the new presiding judge, and the former presiding judge. There was supposed to be some sort of an agreement between those two that the council was not aware of. Don't know how much you want to get into it tonight.
yeah,
It's the next time.
Oh, well, there you go. I thought I was at that next. I'm on a whole different page. There you go. It's getting late in the day. Let's pull this item and move right on to 9.3, and then my conversation will make sense. 9.3, municipal court contract approvals, approving contracts for appointed municipal judge and associate judge positions. There you go, Gus.
yes, sir. So what you all have at the last meeting, you all chose to appoint Judge Dick Gregg as the municipal court judge and Judge Pettyjohn as the associate court judge. Y'all made those appointments. but we didn't have contracts for them. So these are the form contracts that we've used for them in the past, but since these are council appointed positions, the advice was that it should come back to y'all to approve that contract. That's what these are. So I believe the rates are the same. It's just in essence a little change on dates, but we just swapped out the names. So
Move to approve.
The second,
Second.
any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Item 9.4, accounting and financial services contract, approving a contract for accounting and financial services. Finance, Mr. Ferguson.
Yes, as discussed previously, we went out for an RFQ for finance and accounting services. This is specifically to allow us to reconcile fiscal year 25 so that we can make sure our audit is completed on time, that we have accurate numbers. That's what the RFQ was for. We received 2 qualifying bids. The committee that reviewed those bids was myself, Ms. Holly, and EDC board member Olstein. We reviewed them independently and rated them independently. We all chose the same entity as the best respondent. That is Cherry Beckert. They are a worldwide recognized accounting services firm. We're lucky to have them bid. The cost is based on their rate card, which is in the information y'all have been provided. It's accountants are expensive, but it's pretty reasonable for accounting services. It is less than the rate card of the other bidder. And so they're also assuming approval tonight. They are starting tomorrow. So with a guarantee of completion by the end of January, which will allow us to ensure that we make our audit. We felt this was the best offer. This is the firm that met the needs we were looking for. If there's any questions?
I have a question.
Go ahead, Joe.
Mr. Ferguson, just to be clear, this doesn't mean a physical person here where this work is being done.
The majority of the work will be done
remotely?
remotely
Yes.
through people all over the United States.
All right, thank you.
They do have an office in Houston. So if we need somebody physically to come down to help like review specific receipts or something, then they will provide that, but that does cost a little more. Yeah.
Thank you. Move to approve.
The second,
Second.
any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Item 9.5, contract approval, cities mobile coverage and devices. Approving a new contract to provide enhanced mobile coverage and devices for the city of Lamarque. Mr. Ferguson. Hi, Conrad. What's up, Mr. Conrad?
We are proposing to switch the mobile carrier. We currently have AT&T to a new carrier for T-Mobile. Yes.
Right. So as part of all processes we're looking at to try and save money for the city and find additional ways to also improve services at the same time. We reached out to all the major carriers to see if they, since it's the end of the fourth quarter, for those companies, they tend to have unused devices, unused credits they have to spend, or they lose them as a company. So we called and asked if we could, what anybody had, what their best offer was. We received offers from AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. So this was not like a single look. T-Mobile came back with the best offer. I will note that as part of this process, we also decided that instead of continuing to have the coverage we currently have, we wanted to just fix all of that and make sure we had the right number of phones, the right number of tablets, the right number of hotspots. But we also wanted to ensure that we could meet some other compliance requirements, such as all city calls and texts being recorded, right? In addition, one thing that we currently don't have that we really wanted, so we asked about that, is the ability to have public safety and emergency management be on the upgraded line where anytime they make a call, that call automatically goes through first. It gets the extra lane is kind of what they call it. It opens up a lane to ensure those calls go through, right? That provides better protection for our public safety and emergency management people. In addition, we asked and included in this offer is during emergencies, tier 1 personnel that are identified, which are the people that have to respond, will also be receive that extra lane during emergencies, right? So this is a significant upgrade in the services we're actually receiving. It is a significant increase in the number of phones and tablets that are being covered, and it is coming in at a slightly lower cost. So we feel this is a great opportunity for the city.
Any questions?
I do have one item. I mentioned that by the way, is Mr. Osteen okay? I'm surprised.
He's at a TML budget conference.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. I didn't see him here. We discussed this briefly. This has nothing to do with the internet service, correct?
Correct. That's correct. This is not the internet services, it's a cellular carrier service for
The cellular.
cell phones, tablets, and MiFis.
Just to make you aware, and I said it at the EDC meeting, I just got reelected once again from the home rule cities, and we discussed this, that the Houston Galveston Area Council is presently negotiating with, I can't give you the name of the company. I don't know if it's AT&T or one of the major carriers on their best, is it fiber service? Fiber is the quickest.
Fiber optic
Fiber
service. Yes, that's
optic
correct.
service.
Correct. That's for.
And so I'll get you the details, if you could reach out to them, because they're negotiating basically a best rate with all the smaller jurisdictions is what the intent is. But I'll get that information.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. We're actually looking at upgrading internet service for the city as well, so I appreciate having other options. But this is, like Worth said, this is for upgrading all of our carriers as well as police and fire who don't have city cell phones. So our patrol officers don't have a city cell phone issued to them. They're not on any type of priority service. This would allow us to give them actual city-owned cell phones to have that service, and also to have that capability to provide the correct public records of recorded phone calls and text messages from all city employees with city cell phones.
So will they get like a first net service with that that has to do with emergencies? Does that come with that?
Yes, ma'am, that is correct. So T-Mobile has another version. AT&T is FirstNet. That's their form of government service. So T-Mobile has a similar offering.
Okay. So basically this will streamline everything, basically.
This will also allow us to get rid of Zoom, which is what we currently have to use to record, right? So instead of everybody having 2 phone numbers, you'll actually just have the one. This does include council as elected officials. Y'all will receive new phones and new tablets as part of this.
I don't want a new tablet. I know how to operate this one.
Well, part of the additional value not included in your contract is they have offered to buy back all of our old. They're replacing everything, and then they're going to buy back all of our old stuff, which will allow us to build future credits to again further reduce cost.
Okay.
Any further questions?
Thank you.
I just want to give a point of, I know before we had talked about, I don't know if they can offer that or not, but some councils have the monitor and everything set up already here. And I don't know if that's something we can do later to upgrade later, I guess. But it's nice when you already have it here, so everybody can use that computer. when they're here.
Yeah, your tablets will be able to be brought if y'all want us to set them up in a way where they can kind of like plug in direct play. If you want to have the writing capability on the tablets, those are things that we can can work with you on.
I'm sorry. That's a tablet? That's a tablet.
That's a tablet, yeah.
This is not a tablet.
No, that's a laptop.
No, that's a
Okay.
laptop.
So is it, question, because of my eyes. It's not the small one like this. Are we talking about a larger tablet?
Joe said he wants a larger print.
Well,
Second.
we can definitely do a reasonable accommodation to try to
Yeah.
deal with your vision.
We can do that. There are settings that allow us to
Yeah.
adjust that.
I just need this.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's a horse that we've beaten.
Ready.
So moved to
It's-
approve.
Thank you. Joe.
Second.
Yeah, second.
I know we do it.
Second.
Any further discussion?
I don't use my tablet.
Thank you for that, Ms. Tanya. Any, any further discussion? 5 seconds. I think Ms. Yancey is talking about a permanent.
Permanent monitor.
Yeah.
Not at this time, but we'll take note and I'll get back to you when something can be done.
Thank you. Let's call this vote. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you, Ms. Tanya, even though you don't use your tablet.
Yeah.
Item 9.6. City issued mobile device policy. Policy, okay. Establishing a policy for city issued mobile devices.
Yes, Mayor. So once we roll this out, we want to create a policy for the city in order to be able to govern these. Once we issue them out, we want to make sure that employees understand that they're responsible for these devices, not to lose them, break them, use them for any type of malicious purposes, of course, and that they would be obviously set to recall. If we needed them back, we could take them back from them at any time.
And this is the policy?
Yeah, so what we've done is we've taken the I'm blanking on the name. The state policy that was approved in, I want to say February, for all the state rules that are associated with mobile devices, right? Can't have TikTok, can't have anything from China, Syria, Iran, all those things, right? The council approved a policy, I believe it was in February, around those things. Since that is a mobile specific policy, what we did is we updated based on the new stuff that has come out. Another session happened, so additional items are relevant there. But then we also added a mobile use section to the policy to govern the actual use of the mobile devices. The other big part of this is the expectation is that no more phone stipends, no more anything like that, right? Everything is on a city-owned device. And if you're conducting city business, you are expected to use a city device, right? That allows us to ensure that we're compliant with everything. That's really,
The prohibited technologies policy.
there you go.
That's from the state and also federal, talking about can't have TikTok on city phone, et cetera.
So the phones are not going to be Chinese phones. They're going to be Mexican phones or something. It's going to be like that. Is that the policy? Has to be anything but Chinese?
This specific policy is
Made in
just
China?
governing how our employees use the phone. But the phones themselves are going to be regular iPhones from.
But you
that's
just
like
can't
the
have
iPhone.
those international platforms, TikTok, yeah.
Yes, there are some banned technologies and software that you're not allowed to have on.
Yeah, that are originating in.
This
in
isn't
foreign
the easiest,
countries.
this isn't a perfect way to think of it, but prohibited is more about software than hardware.
Well, it's along those lines then, the city has a presence on social media.
Correct.
So the social media platforms of the city would be on the city phone?
Yes.
Only for the people that actually need.
Only for those that need it. All right,
Yes,
that helps.
yeah. We are, the part of the value of this is we get to only have the programs on the phones that the people using the phones need, and each phone will be
Yeah.
tied to a person, right? It makes it much
Public
easier.
information officers, communication officers.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We can govern the phones and ensure that they can't be logged into or downloaded anything from iTunes or from a store. It would just strictly be.
You don't even have the app on here. I tried. I'm kidding.
Any further questions or do we entertain a motion, gang? Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Here now we'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? 9-7, employee paid time off policy, requesting a new policy for employee paid time off, finance, human resources. Mr. Ferguson.
It's me again. So, the primary goal of this policy is twofold. First, to bring us into the 21st century. PTO is the way everybody is going away from sick and vacation. But also, this is actually a financial move for the city. So as right now it stands, employees are able to accumulate nearly unlimited sick and vacation time, right? That is an ever-growing, ever-increasing unfunded liability for the city, right? And what happens is all that always ends up getting paid out at the very end of an employee's time when they're making the most money they've ever made, right? So from a financial perspective, what we're proposing is, as part of this PTO policy, is to reset all the caps on everybody, but then buy out anytime over the caps that the employees want to buy out. This allows us to lock in at the cheapest moment, which is right now, for that time, and not have it continue to grow in cost. As part of that, we would offer employees the ability to be paid out over the next 5 years as funds become available. So they would not get the money right now, they would get it as it becomes available in budget processes.
The city's current policy allows employees to accrue 6 months of sick leave and get paid out for that, which is unheard of. And so it's just a tremendous drain on the city's finances, particularly when things are tight, that is just not, it's not valid to do that. So this puts a stop to that. It moves it to a paid time off. So there's the people who are not abusing sick leave now get the same leave as the people who just everybody else. It cuts those hours and cuts that liability.
It seems to me that we've done this before, and I don't know why I feel like we.
No, y'all, there has been, when I first started here,
Yeah.
Councilmember McAuliffe expressed concern multiple times about large leave balances.
Right.
She felt that, not to put words into her mouth, but I
Right.
recall that she was concerned about that creates a burnout issue. So y'all have definitely talked about it before, but I don't think it's actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and that's a best practice now.
PTO is the
Yeah.
best practice now. This also, again, allows us to regain control of that situation, kind of reset everything. And we're not taking anything away
You just said.
from employees, right? We're just locking it in right now because this is the cheapest it's ever going to be.
Yeah. Just for purposes of discussion, this is the non-collective bargaining unit employees.
Correct.
The police and the fire unions have negotiated their own separate.
Correct.
Correct,
Yeah.
yes.
Just wanted to make sure that we're all on the same page.
Yes, sir.
Any further questions?
No,
Do we have a motion?
so moved.
Second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Council item 9-8 is being removed from consideration until I assume a future meeting. Is that right? We are now on 9-9, change orders 8 and 9 for GLO lift station rehab, approving change orders. Number 8 and number 9 for the citywide lift station rehabilitation project under the HUD mitigation competition GLO CDR contract number 22-085-003 -D223. Mr. Bro.
Yes, sir. So this was briefly mentioned earlier in our grant update. We finished phase 1 of the lift stations and we have money left over. So we're looking to add one extra lift station, which is lift station number 1 off of Bayou and Scott. This change order just adds that in. There will be a contract increase cost, but there won't be an increased cost for the city because it's money that was left over from the project. And there's 2 change orders because the other change order 8, is just an extension, a time extension to allow enough time to complete that lift station.
Any questions for Mr. Bro on 9-9?
Tell me again what lift stations do.
They
Oh.
so when yes, ma'am, they just keep the water flowing because of the certain different gravities throughout our area, especially in the where we're at here in the Gulf Coast. When you flush your toilet, it has to eventually make it to the treatment plant, so it's pretty much lifting to go to the next phase in the gravity system. So it's moving the water throughout the city,
Okay.
the raw water.
I wanted us to put that on the record because I'm getting a lot of questions about that.
Yes, ma'am.
And also because the area around Duro and Newman and that Highlands where those are.
Yes, ma'am.
those new apartments, their water flow is horrible.
hmm
And so are we? If we
Is
have
that
extra
the
money-
water flow going to them, or
There's always been.
because it's a separation?
Yeah, this is sewer.
Yeah, this is sewer water.
I don't know what it is,
Yeah.
but if they have that backup. That
Okay,
backup on
that's-
Duro and
yeah.
backup on Hoover.
Okay.
Like, for years, it's been that way.
Mhm.
It's horribly. So I'm like, if you got extra monies to do lift stations, do we need one in that area? Because they're always complaining about backups. I mean, Joe walked out, so he knows.
Yeah.
That Duro, Newman.
A
area
lot
is-
of that area is the treatment plant, which we are working on right now. That the project y'all approved a couple months ago. Because there's no lift stations over there because it's all gravity fed
Right,
because of the elevation. It doesn't make sense to put a lift station there. But this lift station specifically does need a lot of work done to it. And there's not enough, and it's small enough where the money we have left over, we can do a complete rehab of
Well,
it
I'm gonna
without.
advocate for my district.
So, yes, ma'am. So,
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
The second?
Second.
Gus, watch me stretch this as far as I can stretch it. Excuse me, Shannon.
yes, sir.
Brent. See if I can stretch this and make it reach all the way to Woodhaven Trails.
Good evening, council.
Hi.
Good evening, Mayor.
You ready for me to try?
Yes, sir.
Brent,
Yes, sir.
what is the difference? Let me stretch it. Brent, is change order 8 and 9 the lift station that feeds Woodhaven Trails? Yes or no?
No, sir.
All right, give me one more. Brent, what is the difference between change order 8 and 9 and this lift station that feeds Woodhaven Trails?
It's a totally different lift station.
Could
it
you,
doesn't feed-
could you tell us about the one at Woodhaven Trails? I'm stretching it, Gus.
I'm gonna tell you.
Is that grant money? How did that
best as
even
I
get
can.
built?
The lift station, which is rightly named the Delaney Lift Station, it was part of the grant project way probably before my time with the city. And when the project started, it was one of the lift stations that was on the list to be fixed, or what we term rehabilitated. In that project, we had 21 lift stations, as we heard earlier on. However, because of the amount of funds available, we could only do the most critical lift stations in the city. And that was under the advice from Public Works, Delaney Lift Station, Volney Lift Station, the lift station on FM 2004, which they termed the Marque 1, 2, what is it called?
Oh, yeah, 1765.
1765 lift
They
station.
called it Mark 45.
Mark
That's pretty
45.
useful.
Yes. So we tried to do these 3 lift stations, which is the city's most critical lift stations. They needed serious work. Let me go back to the Delaney lift station, which is your question. So that's how.
Is this the lift station, this new lift station that feeds Woodhaven Trails?
Sure. This is, as I said, just to correct you, this is not a new lift station. This is an existing city lift station, and this is one of the city's most critical lift station. And then we needed to rehabilitate this station. To give you more information on this lift station, actually, there was only one pump in this lift station, a submersible pump. It was a rental. And the original pump that was for that lift station, it's actually still at Han Equipment, which is flight. It was dropped there for repair, and they still tell me that that pump is still in the shop there. So we felt it necessary because there wasn't a backup at that lift station, and you could get into serious problems with the TCQ if that one pump failed and there was an overflow of sewer. So we felt it necessary to fix that lift station. I think we did probably such a good job that folks think it's a new lift station, but it is an existing lift station that we just rehabilitated.
So,
Yes, sir.
Did you want to get in? there?
yeah.
Dustin's giving us rope. Go ahead.
Okay.
Y'all noticed to talk about this project at the beginning of the meeting.
Y'all notice? Yeah, okay, all right.
Yes, sir.
Well, they're lift stations.
Yeah.
So we can talk about all the lift stations.
Yeah. lift
Y'all put on
Okay.
there to talk about.
Hold on. Well, let me go one. Well, let me go one more.
I mean, I'm just.
There has been some sort of question about a lift station that feeds Woodhaven Trails and some sort of $4 million.
To hear that.
I thought that I sat in the back and I heard about it. I thought it was something else.
No.
Are they referring to
Talk in
this?
the mic, I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. I sat in the back and I heard about it, and I moved by it because I thought it was something totally different. Is it related
This
to
is
this?
this one. This is the one they're talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Is this the one that?
I'm a bit,
Yeah,
lo-
this is the one.
I'm a bit lost here.
This is
then.
the one at Delaney on corner Delaney.
Yeah, and me.
Texas Avenue.
Yeah.
Do you know what what the concern is about it, Joe?
Well, it's what best as I understand. But the price tag has changed at various times. But because I thought it was two figures, but this last time it was the cost, what?
4 million.
$4 million.
Yeah, I thought it was something else because I mean I don't recall that.
But was that the actual cost, you know?
I don't recall off the top of my head, but I don't think we have ever done a lift station, one lift station that cost 4 million.
And if I may, while generally y'all noticed it, I think to give Brent time to get the numbers so that he can provide accurate ones to you, just bring it at the next meeting.
I mean,
Please.
I
I'm
have to say, and I have to say that I think this city clerk probably knows that this information has been requested several times, the bid of this lift station.
Is
And
that
I've
true?
provided it several times to city clerk as a public information request. So if that's the same thing, I don't know why it keeps coming up because I've probably provided it at least twice.
But the numbers?
Well,
In detail,
Yes,
in
and-
detail,
and-
highlighting
okay.
every single lift station, all the bids that's been provided, the contractor that's been awarded the project. I provided that at least twice to city clerk.
Is there any lift station that was built, constructed, repaired that primarily feeds Woodhaven Trails? We're
No, sir.
lost.
No, sir. No, sir.
That didn't happen.
No, sir. We never built any new lift stations
Well, where's
for
the
Woodhaven
paperwork
Trails.
for it?
Well,
Sorry?
It's
It's public information. It was
well, hold
publicly
on, hold on,
bid.
Brent.
Sorry.
I'm not trying to cut you off.
No, that's fine.
But we at the next meeting are gonna put an update for this lift station on
Please.
to the council agenda.
Okay.
And that will allow Brent, because yes, this information has been provided, but he doesn't have it with him or readily at his fingertips.
Yeah,
So that will allow him.
It's on my laptop, but I
Yeah,
don't
but
have it.
he
Yeah.
he
I'm
needs-
focusing on the 10 lift stations.
Yeah,
right
he's
now.
focused on this change or
Okay.
these two change orders,
Well,
not.
and the other lift stations that we're about to do in the city.
If I could ask them this,
Yeah.
not go to the numbers. If I understand the dynamics of moving sewer around,
Mhm.
this is the only lift station there on that west side that's servicing, providing for the Saltgrass area?
No.
Or-
So there's a
or
lift
it's-
station in the Saltgrass subdivision.
Oh,
There's
over in the
also
back.
a lift station number 16 on 2004, and there's another one on 1764. So there's a series of lift stations in that area on the east side,
Mhm.
and they all eventually make it to Delaney, which Delaney then pumps for closer to the treatment plant.
It
Okay.
also services not just Woodhaven, but the other houses on the opposite side of that. That's close to that.
Delaney Cove?
No, Delaney Cove has it pumps to Delaney eventually. Delaney Cove has its own lift station.
Are the new construction down the road on,
I
on the other
I think I know
side
what
of
you're talking
Delaney?
about, the one with the, yeah.
Okay, well, you're gonna provide that agenda. so
Yeah.
please.
No.
Yeah, all right,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay.
Any other
Thank you.
questions?
Well,
That I could
that was the
help
big question.
clear your confusion probably.
yeah, we are, yeah.
Because I was a little confused too until now you're telling me that's the same lift station, but this lift station definitely did not cost $4 million. I have never designed a lift station that cost $4 million. If it did, it's all gold plated.
Well, somebody apparently has the information that says that, right? That's what I want to see, that.
Well, I mean, whoever's saying it needs
Why?
to come up
Somebody
and
said
present
it.
the information or send it to city council.
Yeah,
So
it's
that
not
they
accurate
could see,
information.
so we could.
Yeah,
But I don't know.
Well, this this change order, we're looking at 3.4 million here, 3.5 million approximately. So.
For 2 lift stations.
No, that was
What
400.
this is three, what is this? This
No,
is
that change order is about $400,000.
Yeah, the one we just did.
Construction change order request.
The 3 millions for all 3 lift stations that we just did.
Oh, that's all three.
Are all 4.
All four.
1764 Delaney.
You see a
Oh,
4 million?
It's still under 4 million then.
No.
Okay, well,
So
that's
that's-
all you
that's
said, you
for-
saw it.
Yeah.
I see it right here,
Okay.
but
I wanna
you're
see
saying
it.
that's
I
all
wanna-
three.
Those are 3 lift stations.
All right.
Yeah, so we're still under 4 million then for all 3 lift stations.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's get that on the agenda so that we can get that clarified. But I think that we are all here. It sounds like we're all kind of
Are
clueless.
there any other questions regarding that lift station? I'd really like to educate everybody on lift stations itself, because I've heard it several times and
Well,
I think
hopefully we'll get it-
in some cases, I've even heard that, it was Tim, the engineer, and I don't like when we hear that, because I want to make sure that, hey, I'm not mistaken for somebody else.
Was there any agreements entered into with this lift
Oh,
station
yeah.
and the developers of Woodhaven Trailers?
No, sir, this was a publicly bid project. It was funded by the GLO. The only agreement I know of is the one between the city and the contractor to build a lift station. That's all I know.
Okay, okay,
And between the city and the GLO,
okay.
that's all I know of.
Very good.
There's no reference to Woodhaven Trails in this project to begin with.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Any other questions?
Thank you, Brett, I'm sorry.
We will,
You're very welcome.
to Gus's recommendation, we'll bring it back, Ms. Holland.
Yes, sir.
So that we can put a fine point on it. Well, I think we were all just curious.
I was as well.
Yeah, yeah, because we heard it tonight.
But we're here to help each other.
Yeah, and so since we had it on the agenda, I thought I had to stretch it, but Gus said I didn't, so. Well, Gus, do we have a motion on the floor
To approve it?
to approve it?
No.
Absolutely.
So move, is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, we will call for the vote. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Item 9, 10, vacuum truck water pump repair, approving a repair to the city's vacuum truck and authorizing the purchase of the replacement pump from Texas Underground Incorporated in the amount of $29,205. Bro.
Yes, sir. So our only vacuum truck in the city broke down. Been about a month. We went out and we took it back to the distributor we purchased it from. Got a quote for repair. They did give us a sole source affidavit that's attached to this. Because the water pump, it's a specific pump on there. It's for the replacement and repair of this. Because of the price, we had to, of course, bring it to council. If we don't get this repaired, we will be without a vacuum truck, which we actually use for not just our collection system, our water line repair crew and our stormwater crew all share this one piece of equipment right now. It's a big piece of machine that goes out. It helps with just cleaning out the ditches. It helps clean out culverts. It helps when there's a water leak that removing water from that area. And it's a lot that we use with that equipment. It's going to be funded from our just our utility fund. The money's there for operations, but hopefully we won't have any major problems down the road. That would, I mean, that's just the truth where we're at. So.
Very good. Good, Joe.
How old is this truck? The vacuum truck itself?
This specific one, it was in use. I think it was a 2019, I'd have to go look again off the top of my head. It may be a little older than that. We use it every day. It's constantly in use. So
it's the water pump, or what pump is being
it's the
replaced?
water pump.
The water pump on
Yes,
the
sir.
engine.
It's on the actual vac system itself.
Oh, on the vac system.
Yes, sir.
Okay. These things don't come with extended warranties.
It
that's just
probably
another stuff.
it probably did when we first got it.
And nobody bothered to.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, thanks.
I'll
Move
entertain
move to.
a second.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Any opposed? 9-11. Thank you, Mr. Grove. Micro grant applications, applying for micro grants. I believe this is
Sorry, question. Who made the last motion?
I did.
Mayor Pro Tem.
And then seconded by?
Ms. Yancey.
Okay, Ms. Yancey. You did.
9-11 micro grant applications. This is Ms. Griffin.
Yes, I provided information on 2 micro grants that I would like for us to apply to help with some volunteer projects that I am planning for next year. I wanted to lead with these because these were the easiest. But I do want to get an understanding of how this works, because I know we've gotten micro grants for the parks and we've not spent that money. So I want to get an idea of how this works. I know some of the grant money can be used to help keep Lamarck Beautiful Commission, and then also the Garden Club. And I've spoken with Ms. Vivian, and he's gonna wanna schedule a meeting with you today concerning some of the volunteer projects that I brought to your attention. Because we'll want to use some of those grants to take care of that. And then it's, if they have to apply for it, the city apply. I don't know how any of that works, so I think that's what she wants to talk to you about. So if we can, if I can have you look into those. So we can get those applied for, and probably January or February, I'll have a more detailed list of some other grants that will help facilitate some of the projects that the city and EDC already have in place, like the Emancipation Trail. I found a grant that could help support that as well, so.
Do you have a name for those grants, Ms. Griffin? Let's read the name. She said you wanted to start with 2 though, right?
Yeah.
Let's,
I don't have, I can't see, do you see the attachments, here?
Your WHF file that you sent us, but I don't have
Okay, I sent them to, hold
a
on,
name.
send them over to you.
I was scrolling, sorry. Let's see. Yes, I was like, I have the WHF files that were sent, but I don't have the original.
Isn't this? I apologize, 1 second, I'm there.
Mayhem Park, Agape Parks Board, Habitat Plan. These are all the WHF files.
You got it?
No, I have the assessment. I don't have the.
You got it, Tom?
I thought I did.
That's why they're looking, how can we get this rolling? Do we have to name the actual grants, or could we have a dollar figure cap on those grants, or do we have to have anything?
Okay, here we go.
You got it?
Yes, it's a kids gardening grant.
Say that one more time.
Kids gardening grant, I'm pulling it up. It's a youth garden grant. And I believe the amount is $750. Anywhere upwards to $750. That was the first one.
Okay.
And oh, I'm sorry. The other grant is the Native Plant Society of Texas. It's a $600 grant. So those are the two that I identified.
Is that a motion, Ms. Griffin?
Yes.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? 9-12, wildlife assessment for Parks Master Plan. Approving the wildlife assessment in order to meet the Parks Master Plan. Ms. Griffin?
Again, we brought this to the Parks Board and Council. The assessment was completed. And so we are simply asking that this assessment be added, that we amend the Parks Master Plan to include this assessment.
Is that a motion?
Yes.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Item 9-13, search for a permanent city manager, requesting to start the process of hiring a permanent city manager. Mayor Pro Tem, did you want to proceed with that planning?
Yeah,
now?
well, I would
Okay.
want to go ahead and still, we need to get ahead of this. It's just my,
No, I
get
got you.
ahead,
Yeah, I
get
got you.
ahead of this and then also with input, since we're extending, we have to check with your employer though.
I have asked.
You asked,
I've got it out,
right?
yeah.
That's on the checklist there. But assuming that it gives us time to start looking for a permanent search qualified entity,
Mhm.
and then take next steps, develop the approach, whatever.
Go deliberate.
Deliberate, yes, that's how, so.
So what do you want to, what did you want to start with? Did you want to start with some RF?
An RFQ, a request for, oh, no, it would be an RFP.
RFP?
Yeah, and but we can carry that over to our January meeting, my suggestion.
Okay.
We
Let's put it
carry
on the January
put it at the
agenda.
January meeting to authorize an RFP for that effort.
Okay. I will entertain that motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion?
So we're tabling it to January?
What he is asking us to do is to have a request for a proposal be on our January meeting so that we can February, probably more like March, name a company to work with.
A search committee.
Right, so that if that's the case, if we name it in March, We'll have March, April, May, June, July. We'll have 5 to 6 months
And this,
to work with this
and
company.
this RFQ, we can set forth the qualifications we're looking for in the company.
In the company, yeah.
and
Yeah. It gives us time to actually be deliberate about it, yeah.
For clarity, the RFP is for a search firm,
Right.
correct?
Right.
Okay.
Right, and that gives us time to decide what we want that search firm to do. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
You're opposing?
Yeah.
Okay. 9, 14, agenda delivery. Requesting certain deliveries to council members' homes. This is brought to us by council member District C and council member District A. Mr. Lowry, did you want to start?
I just want the games to stop and, I've got a pattern and we're gonna stick to it. We're not gonna pretend that we're in some financial crisis, but send people to Washington DC, all these different things that are happening. Just cut the nonsense and just make sure my packet's delivered, please. This game started with Joshua Pritchett. Now it's rolling over into you. Please just stop it. Don't hinder my ability to do my job. Just deliver the packet. That's it.
Did you want to add something, Ms. Yancey? Because you're
I mean, when he talks about the games, some of the things that we talked about is taxpayer monies, but Councilman Lowry, if that's something that you have to have, because we all used to have those big ones, but we tried to save money and by doing it the digital way. But I'm not going to go to back and forth. If that's something that you have special needs, that you have to have the full packet, it is $150 a month. You are the one that made a big deal about the one-time bag that I bought that became a city issue.
all right.
And so because of that, this kind of why it is coming to this floor. If that's something that you need and the taxpayers are fine with it, but that's fine. But what you do for one, you do for all. It makes you look like a hypocrite when you do that kind of things. We're talking about playing games. I'm a teacher, I'm an educator. I know that people have different needs when it comes, people learn differently. They see things differently. You may not be able to see the agenda on a computer screen. But we did that as a reduction to save the city money. But if that's something that you need, council, as an educator, and I also know that people learn differently, if that's something that he needs. Now, as far as the delivery, I'm not gonna get into that. If this council believes that he needs to be given special treatment for that, for it being delivered, that's an administration issue. This kind of was brought up because of the conversation that happened at the end of the meeting. But if that's your special need, I just asked the Councilman Lowry to not be a hypocrite and to be fair in some of his criticisms. That's all.
Anyone else? I supported the idea that Mr. Lowry would be able to receive a printed copy of the agenda. I don't think that that's in question. I think the part of this that is in question is up to the city manager. If she has said that she has a different policy. I don't know that by charter, we can dictate that policy. However, I thought that Mayor Pro Tem, I thought you said that you would deliver those packets to Councilmember Lowry's home.
It's been law enforcement and fire department, Caesar, whoever, it was just
Yeah.
whoever had the
Yeah,
ability
yeah.
to do it. But
Yeah.
I don't care who does it, just, and my work schedule, I might be in a machine, I might be working on a broke down machine, I might be stuck operating the
Yeah.
machine. My schedule doesn't always, and I'm not gonna try to, just knock it off, please, knock it off.
Yeah. Miss Perrin, thank you. We got it. Thank you. So I think problem solved, the council supports the ability for you to receive a printed version, because that's the, way that you want to receive your agenda, that's fine. Mayor Pro Tem has volunteered to deliver that packet. I think we have a plan. Anyone else? Very good. Let's move past that one. Move to the city manager's report. A submitted report to update council and community on the standard operations of the city. Report can be acknowledged as a whole or discussed at the pleasure of council. As always, council, I will read off items, and if you want to pull that item, just wave at me. 10-1, September and October 25 water loss report. 10-2, October 25 municipal court stats.
Go ahead.
10-3, city clerk annual report.
I know.
That we got one for 10-3. 10-4, finance report.
Yes.
Got one for finance report. 10-5, grants update.
Yes.
Didn't we just have a grants update?
Yes, you did.
Oh, it's a bigger one?
No, it was the
It
regular
was the
grants
one, okay,
update, yeah.
all right. All right, so you good, Ms. Hunt?
Is it a different update, Ms. Hunt?
No.
Okay.
Okay, you're
It's a
good,
different
okay.
update.
So we'll skip 10-5, 10-6, impact fees. 10-7, Delaney Cove traffic study.
Yeah, I want to talk about that.
We got one for 10-7. 10-8,
Yes.
Youth Advisory Council. We
Yeah.
got one for 10-8. 10-9, HGSD grant for satellite leak detection survey approved. And item 10-10 is good of the order. That would be Ms. Holly. Let's go back to 10-3. City Clerk's annual report. Was that Ms. Griffin?
Yep.
Go ahead, Ms. Griffin.
Well, since I didn't have access, is this the report that we were talking about getting from you on some basis? I've never seen a city clerk annual report. What is that?
So give me 1 second, I'm pulling it up. It's just a quick snapshot of kind of some key numbers. Like our staffing, the public information request, how many agendas we put out this year, records,
So this was.
what
okay.
we discussed in the,
Okay,
yes.
Thank you.
Mhm.
That's good enough for me, Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am.
Just a quick
Go ahead.
question. The police records project,
Yes.
has that been disturbed by the work that needs to be done? Because
No, the record, we're archiving their historical records and those are housed in City Hall. They haven't been touched.
thank you.
Anyone else? All right, 10-4, finance report. Who was that?
Me.
Mayor Pro Tem?
Yes. But my primary, Mr. Ferguson, and I wasn't too clear on this, reading your summary here.
Yes.
We briefly talked about it at EDC, you did, that the bills that were either unpaid or it accumulated, we're finally.
We have
we've
not finished.
We've not finished.
No.
Are we still discovering more?
Yes.
I see. I don't understand that. Why do we? People don't get paid.
I don't have a great answer, but most of the ones we're discovering, it has slowed from every day to like 1 or 2 a week. But these, at this point, mostly is contractors calling us and telling us they have not been paid. And then we take that information, validate
it.
And then if it is validatable, then we work with them to figure out what the next steps are. Some of these are things, that are much older and have probably just been forgotten by current staff, or they thought they were paid and it turns out they weren't. Those kinds of things.
And the I can't see these, they're too small, but credit card. When I see this statement here, credit card account, that's for payments of any bill that you've accepted a credit card for, or is that principally the utilities?
It is exclusively utility.
Exclusively.
Yes.
Okay. and you transfer those over into,
So that account is not a account that you can write checks from. It's a purely a depository account.
okay,
So as of right now, that money is transferred to the pooled account because I don't have the ability to create a separate utility account that is fundable at this time. And once we can, that'll be transferred to a utility account that can write checks.
what is the grant account fund? What is that?
I am still working on figuring out everything that goes in there. It is unclear everything that rolls in there. But that money in the past has been transferred into the pooled account. That I can tell you. But what specific grants are rolling in there, I'm still working on tracking
Or
down.
deposits?
There are funds that come in there, not super regularly, but I'm working on trying to figure out what all they're tied to. They're not tied to GLO or ARPA or anything else. So it's possible some of the like COPS grant stuff is coming in there. But I'm still working on tracking all that down.
Okay.
At this point, I don't touch it because I don't know enough to do that.
Oh, okay, that's, thanks. I'll take a closer look at everything you've got here. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Anyone else for the finance? All right, 10-7, Delaney Cove traffic study, Ms. Yancy.
Yes.
So I got a quote from Den that it was going to be about $400,000 to do a traffic study. So my plan is to find whoever I can meet with at Amazon and talk to them. And then in the interim, we just put up stop signs so that you can actually have better traffic movement because we don't have 400,000 right now for a traffic study.
And they did a traffic study before I got on council. I think Tink did it. I don't think it was 400,000.
It wasn't Tink, it was the
Amazon.
company, Amazon.
Amazon.
I still have a
did.
copy of
Oh,
it.
Amazon did that.
I'll get you a copy of it. I have it.
So one was done.
One was done by the company.
Okay.
Now, the question might be more appropriately, can we just get that updated? And that would be one item.
Okay.
And fair update, because I questioned some of the assumptions that were made.
Right.
Because I'm not sure that they're actually using the traffic patterns that they said they were going to.
They are absolutely not.
Absolutely not. That's-
So,
you're
so
right.
even if we do the stop signs, I think that's a quick fix because the
Yeah.
residents are really, really concerned
Yep.
about safety in that
Absolutely.
area.
And then the second thing, this speaks to the gentleman from Houston
traffic
Gallup
guy.
Area
Mhm.
Council, that we have now a pool of small funding available that specifically for smaller cities.
Right.
So, and they have resources as well too. I'll call Rick Hernandez and he'll, is it Rick? Rick Guerrero. He's the governmental relations senior VP. I'll send you his number.
Okay. Thank
All right.
you.
And explain what our need is. He'll direct you. Thank you.
Yeah, we need to, Gus, they are not following the proposed traffic plan at all. In fact, they are driving through Abundant Life Church, the Abundant Life Church's parking lot. I happened to see them on the way to our unified town hall, cutting through Abundant Life Church's parking lot. And so we need some teeth. Part of the whole heartburn with Delaney Cove is that they are not doing even what they proposed that they would do. So if another traffic study is upwards of $400,000, then we, at least in the interim, can get them to do what they said that they would do as it relates to their traffic patterns. And so if we can bring that back by resolution, that resolution can turn into some sort of a policy. If that policy can go through Ms. Holly to Interim Chief Rodriguez, and our officers could be on board with the idea of helping us correct that, that would be a beautiful thing. Thank you. Youth Advisory Council update, that would be Ms.
Yes.
Griffin. Ms. Griffin.
What's going on?
They did not meet. They did not meet quorum.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. They have had 2 scheduled meetings. They have not met quorum at either of those meetings. So we are going to start fresh again in January. And I will reach out to all of you, I guess, when I send that next meeting invitation out. And if you all would like to help contact your appointees, that'd be great.
Ms. Nance, what time are these meetings?
6.
They're at 6. I think that's part of
6
your.
o'clock on a Tuesday.
For school age individuals.
Well, they prefer them to be later because of after school
Well, that's what
activity.
I'm saying, after school activities, but still, those that are involved in band and things of that nature, they go even after that, if they're involved or debate. Some of those things go late.
Maybe we do a Saturday morning.
That's what I was going, let's get
I
some
know
feedback on
that
this.
might cause some heartburn for our staff.
It's like we have staff members that have to be at these meetings as well. So
No.
I will
Well, I'll help out
see what
any
we
way
can do.
that I can, like, the way that I can help.
Mhm.
Let me know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But if we can get them all into a room and they could tell us when their preferred time would be, that would be great. We just gotta
kids-
get them all together. Huh?
Because the library is open on Saturdays, right?
Yes,
Yes, it
Saturday
is.
morning.
So you would take out 2 birds with 1 stone if we if we have the library and they meet at the library, and staff's already there. So your valid point about staff members having to come to work on a Saturday, we might be able to alleviate some of that by positioning them at the library.
All right. We will talk
Right,
about
good
that
on that.
internally.
That's
and
a
bring it
great
back to you.
idea. Get them to check out books.
Yep, read books. Very good. So now we're down to item 1010, Ms. Holly's items for the good of the order.
The biggest news that I would like to provide is that we're starting to work on a CIP process, a capital improvement program process, because the city has not had that before. And so I'll be getting with each of you about those items that would be considered capital for your districts. And those are going to be things such as equipment that might be needed, if there was a grade all that was needed to do more ditch digging, or if there was street repair, sidewalk repair. I think I've got Councilmember Griffin's, some of her lists, but so that we can start to formulate that, put costs in there, and then it'll probably not be a 5-year CIP. It's probably going to have to be a 10-year CIP because we have a lot of deferred maintenance.
Miss Holly, now I'll ask Alex, but there was some, as I recall, the EDC was contributing, if I'm mistaken, it was $50,000. And I'll have to go back. But to update I believe the comprehensive plan, right? And do you remember that? Huh?
The $50,000 for the strategic plan,
Was it the strategic plan?
Yes, sir.
It's as opposed to,
the capital improvements plan. Yes, sir.
well, are they one and the same?
No,
We
sir.
Yeah,
consider
they're
them
two
one and the same?
separate,
Two
Yeah.
separate concepts.
One is a budget item and one is a planning document.
Strategic. And so what happened to that? It kind of got dropped at
The strategic plan, that was the Vision 2050 plan,
the
that
2050.
has come to you all. You all approved it. It just hasn't been acted on to date.
That's, I knew there was something.
Yes, sir.
Is that big meeting we had with those people? Okay.
Yes.
Strategic, 20, Vision 20.
Was that it, Ms. Holly?
Yes, sir.
All right. We are moving to council requests and announcements. And we will start with Ms. Griffin.
Oh my God, today has just been my day, hasn't it?
That's what seniority does, or lack thereof.
Well, I want to thank the residents. I want to thank all of the volunteers and the coordinators. A special thank you to Mayor Pro Tem for your valuable input and resources in helping us kick off our first citywide community Thanksgiving drive-through. It was a great success. It was well received by residents. The coordinators are already planning for next year. They're just overly excited. And so, yeah, we're just really excited about it and looking forward to it next year. I finally met with Ms. Holly and was able to share with her some of the maintenance issues in our district. And she is taking that information and trying to figure out ways that we can plan to take care of some of those issues, and I'm excited about that. I also can't wait to share it with my constituents. There are several volunteer projects that I have been eyeing for the past 6 months, and I have been speaking with those key stakeholders, and everybody is excited about those volunteer opportunities. So I am looking forward to working with KLMB, the Garden Club, and volunteers in the city who are eager to help make an impact in our community. The other thing is again, I've identified grants that we can use that will help take care of some of our beautification projects. And so I will be bringing those to council probably sometime in February. The last thing that I have, I'll save that for next time. Thank y'all.
Ma'am, Ms. Lowry?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to TxDOT for, I was in touch with them probably about 3 weeks ago now. And they've started to do some massive cleanups along 45 feet of road. Huge difference. I mean, huge difference. I would like to get an update on drainage improvement for districts, all the districts, actually. If we could follow Mr. Garcia's template that he provided before, and just continue that out to quarterly. But just any updates for what's happened in drainage for District C. And a question I had for you, Ms. Barbara, you had previously stated in the email that you were doing some like investigative stuff, and you have determined my eligibility for council is perfectly clear, correct?
The research that I have done, there are no.
If I may, this is not on the agenda.
Okay,
Council
thank you.
qualifications are not.
Oh, okay. Well, can you give me a copy of whatever findings that you may have had so I can share that with the community to put everything to bed? That would be awesome. And Mr. Garcia, Sergeant Garcia, pray for his family. There is a benefit for him coming up, I believe it's the 13th.
It's this Saturday.
This Saturday, 13th. So if you can, please attend, support the family in this horrible time for them. And pray for the city. Pray for one of my biggest downfalls is I like to respond, and I don't think things out necessarily, and just need to be better at that. So it's one thing that I work on myself, and I keep working on it. I fail at it just about every day, but pray for the city, pray for the elected officials continuously, and that's about it.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Yancey?
On that note, Councilman Lowry, and to the council, I think we all need some forgiveness. All of us deserve forgiveness and redemption. And we all can improve. So thank you for saying that. I think that gives the city hope. And it gives us all hope so that we can go forward. Nobody's perfect. And so that is a blessing to just go into this Christmas season reflecting. And so growth is always needed for us all. Thank you so much for some of the lights that have been placed on Edgar Street, the new light. That was amazing to see those LED lights. We're still trying to get some more lights, I believe, on Johnson Street. I think one, I'm not sure, was there, but all of those repairs that you and Mr. Bro worked on, the residents contacted me. They are ecstatic about that. One of the lights that we have been working on Jackson Street, so hats off to you, our chair of the building standards, Mr. Pennington, for helping to get those Jackson Street apartments back up. That was a long work in progress, but they're open now. And the new owner it's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath for $950 a month. That's pretty reasonable. And they're newly renovated on Jackson Street in Lamarck. So if anyone's interested in that.
You want to rent one, Ms. Hart?
But that's just a testament to our volunteers that work really hard on blight, right? That work really hard. So I just wanted to acknowledge that. Like Councilman Lowry said about the Garcia family, there's a lot of deaths happening in our area. And Richard Garcia was a 1994 graduate of the Marque High School. A lot of those residents reached out to me. They took it really, really hard. Some of them didn't even know because he was very, very liked in the community. So we've been praying for him. Our church had been praying for him. So our prayer team we were really broken that happened. But the beauty of that is that he was able to love on his family and his friends before he left. And so many people don't get that opportunity. So that is a blessing. Continue to pray for his family as they adjust, and all of our families that have lost loved ones. On that note, Minister Jay Bass, some of you remember him in District A. He passed away in March of 2025. He was a musician in Galveston County. He played for a lot of different churches. The Sarah Middle School is going to honor him this Wednesday at 6 p.m. for those of you that like plays and winter plays. Adult ticket prices are $5. The kids tickets are $3. And someone from the College of the Mainland donated $20,000 in his name anonymously in a scholarship because of everything that he's done in the area and at College of the Mainland. And he was a resident of District A. Wow. On Saturday, we attended Vera Bell Gary's 100th birthday party. So, you know, she lives on Lake Road. And so we were there to celebrate with her. We announced her day as Vera Bell Gary Day in Lamarck, which was on the 6th. So we participated in that program. And then the Thanksgiving dinner, Joe and Tanya, you guys did an amazing job on that. And hats off to all of our volunteers that came out for that. And I'm hoping we can do that again. To our volunteers that came to the dinner, thank you so much for coming and participating for that. And then on a final note, happy birthday to my mom who turns 76 tomorrow. I love you, Mama. Thank you for your prayers. She's the one that taught me about that the prayers of the righteous availeth much, and that our prayers can go places our hands can't go. So that is her tradition that she left me, and legacy that she's giving me and my family. So hats off to you, Lois Marie Jones, for your birthday on tomorrow. And with that, happy Christmas, happy birthday, Merry Christmas. And I turn 54 on Christmas Day, and I won't see you guys. Oh. So happy birthday to me. All right, that's it. Yeah. God.
But my sympathies.
Be respecting your
My sympathies to the Garcia family, and will certainly be supportive of the fundraising effort over there on that side. And congratulations to our newest business there on 1764. This morning was the opening for 7 Brew Coffee. So we have another resource for coffee on the west side. The stronger, the better, in my opinion, but that's my opinion.
7 Brew.
And 7 Brew Coffee. Once again, my sincere thanks and gracious thanks to Ms. Tanya Griffin for her assistance and collaboration with regard to both the Thanksgiving and the Christmas activities. It's always joyful that comes to mind
That's the
to
best time to have.
see both community and our community volunteers. I hate the term volunteers, our community cheerleaders. I
we'll
think
work
that's
on it, Joe.
there's a
We'll
better
work
term.
on it.
I have that challenge with Red Cross. For me, they're all colleagues, but that sounds so cold in this context. But we're all residents here and working together, and looking forward to the activities at the Christmas Village. There are things that are coming up. Pull them up. In addition, on Saturday is the wreaths across America at I have it at 8 a.m., but I don't know if that's the actual time.
I think it's nine. I think it's nine.
It's at
It's
9.
late.
I have to put 1 hour ahead for me to get there. But it's Saturday, if you have time to come out, right, Mr. Pennington, too? Are you involved in that? It's the 13th, yeah, Saturday. And so I'm sure you need some help out there to get those wreaths at the site. So you're available on Saturday morning. And then as part of the Blue Santa and Galveston Parade, that's also at 6 p.m. Lighthouse Charity Cooking Team is involved in that. I express my sincere thanks to them. They're a new friend of our city and wish to engage with us in other activities as well, too. It is the Christmas season. I just want to say this, that each of us here on this dais, and each of us have a special, unique light that we bring to our city. And especially at this time, for me, it's a time for unity, and unity means strength. So I wish all of us in our community the best wishes for the Christmas season. Christmas always is an exciting time. It's a breath of fresh air, and it's also joyful. And today, I hope that this year, celebration of Christmas and into the new year brings us also a reminder of endurance, growth, and grace. Matters so much that we renew our strength in the events of the time of this year. And as I'm going to take from Mr. Bro a little bit of message from, once again, a religious book, but it is always from Psalms, how good and pleasant it is when God's people live together in unity. So Merry Christmas, and God bless everyone for the new year as well, too.
Thank you, Joe. Ms. Yancey, you said that you proclaimed December 6th as Vera Bell Gary Day. You did that on your own? I did it. Oh, so it was an actual proclamation? Okay.
Delivered. Is the 6th to the 9th hour.
We wanted to understand if the proclamation was delivered or you just did it on your own. We kid, but we definitely want to say happy birthday to Miss Vera Bell Gary, who has had a big year in our community. We have our Texas City Independent School District's Family Service Center right down the street here on Bayou, named after Mrs. Vera Bell Gary. She is an extraordinary human being and a woman who has given more to this community than she has taken from by leaps and bounds. But the bigger accomplishment in my eyes is that she has lived to see 100 years of age. And that ought to be applauded. And I am glad, I'm having fun with Ms. Yancey, but I'm glad that we were able to proclaim a day in her honor. It's not every day that members of our community are able to reach such an extraordinary length of time here on our planet. So we are celebrating with her throughout the rest of this month. Highs and lows. We are devastatingly sad about the passing of Sergeant Richard Garcia. He has left this plane way too soon. It is not, excuse me, Chief Smith, but I have to say this. It is not often that you hear from an entire community good sentiments about a police officer that served that community. Usually there's, if you're lucky, there's a mixture of good and bad. I have not had a conversation with anyone who is affiliated with this city, whether you are a resident or a worker or a passer through, that has not echoed the same comments that that Sergeant Garcia was a good officer who cared about his community and respected those members of the community in which he served. And that, in my opinion, is one of the highest honors a police officer can receive. It's too bad that we were not able to give him those flowers while he was still on this side. And I pray that he is hearing these compliments in association with his service to our great community. Stay tuned. I believe there are arrangements, Ms. Nance, being made, and this government will definitely be an active part in whatever the family would ask for us to do to honor Sergeant Garcia's life and his legacy. I was excited about the success of the Nutcracker Village. It started off as a way to be efficient in our celebrations. And so we did not have a parade this year. And we decided to have a stationary activity and an opportunity for our community. We were bummed about that. But when we stepped foot in the Nutcracker Village, all of those moments of sadness turned to joy. It was a wonderful event. It was wonderfully attended. All smiles, children laughing, running around, playing. It was a tremendous time. So much fun was had that we are considering bringing it back for next holiday season. Even if we are able to bring back the Christmas parade, I think, Ms. Holly, it sounds like the Nutcracker Village is a keeper. And so it might be a dual. And if you and your husband hadn't moved here to that apartment that you were just having fun, excited about, if y'all are back on the ranch, we definitely want you to come down and have a moment with us.
That was Worth's idea.
To
Just
rent
send
that
it-
apartment?
For the Nutcracker.
Oh, for the
Village.
Nutcracker Village. Look
Mr.
at
Holly
you, Worth.
doesn't look at all pleased about the revenue.
Well, thank you, Worth, for that. It was a great idea. We stumbled upon it, but your brilliance was the factor, and our residents and community members greatly appreciated it. Wreaths Across America, I believe, Mayor Pro Tem reminded us of this Saturday. I believe it's 9 a.m., Mr. Pennington, at the Lamarque Cemetery. It's a great event. A lot of the youth organizations in and around our community participate. Another opportunity for a generational blessing. There are seniors, there are middle-aged folks like me, and there are young people like Ms. Nance, as well as the youth of our community, all working together. And it's a beautiful, beautiful event. Ms. Tanya, it didn't brag on this, But I believe, was it December 1st, Miss Tanya? There was a splash event
Oh, yeah.
happening with the Galveston County Transit District.
Heard you still Miss Terry Taylor.
Miss Terry Taylor, I saw Terry Taylor there. I saw Jackie Pennington there. I saw Mardella Park there. I saw Joe Compion slumped in the corner, acting like he didn't want to be on the. I saw a good group of Lamarck residents. And what it is there is now a direct shuttle from the Texas City terminal. Is that right?
Yes,
To the Galveston terminal. And it is, the cost is $1.
yes, and 50 cents
And
for
fi-
seniors.
so for $1, you can leave Texas City and arrive in Galveston. If you are a senior, it's 50 cents. Is that one way or a round trip?
One way.
And so $1 will get you back from Texas City down to Galveston, back to Texas City.
Yeah.
If you are not a senior, $1. So for $2, you can travel pretty far. That was a great success. I know that you had been excited about it. And I'm glad that you had friends to ride with you. And Lamarck was represented well, and it looked like y'all had fun.
We did.
And that was the most important thing. I'm not doing that, Ms. Yancey. Yeah, I'm not, that's your announcement. You do that one. I'll do it. A few things on the agenda. Ms. Holly, the community has participated in and the municipality has paid for our Lamarck 2050 project. And while we perhaps don't have as many financial resources to bring about some of those items that the public agreed upon, there are, I'm sure, some free things in the Lamarck 2050 plan.
And low-hanging fruit.
And low-hanging fruit. Thank you, Ms. Tanya. And so what I would like for us to do starting January is the council to start taking action and giving direction on those low-hanging pieces of fruit
You got it.
that are in the Lamarck 2050 plan.
You got it.
And so every month, let's bang out some directives so that we can begin to bring this plan, this concept into a manifestation and a realization.
Yes, sir.
I am still, Ms. Nance, looking for an update on Heroes Village. If we can get Habitat for Humanity to be here in January,
Goal is for them to be here.
in January, and the Civic Academy. Is that goal still set for January?
Ideally, yes, but I need to speak with communications to see where they are on.
Okay, can we get an update in January at least? First meeting in January, update, second meeting in January, action. Can we do that? Miss Yancey wanted me to share with you all that we are excited for and congratulating the Lamarck High School football team on a successful season. I believe they are area champs. And so what we endeavor to do, that's a large football team, Ms. Yancey. And so we won't be able, in all seriousness, we won't be able to fit all of them in the council chamber. But what we can do is probably meet them in the parking lot and present them with a proclamation in the parking lot. And a group picture with all of the council and city manager. And then those that can come in, maybe the seniors, to your point, maybe the captains, we can recognize a smaller group in our meeting in January, if that would work. If that works, Ms. Nance.
Is that the same time? Yeah, because we got some.
And so again, the entire team outside, captains perhaps inside. Would that work, Ms. Nance? All right, let's see if we can, that probably would be a 5:30. It's dark at 5:30. That will probably be a 5 o'clock meeting time. Or we can do it in the community room. Yeah, let's do it in the community room at 5:45. There's light and space in the community room.
11 a.m. is Reed's.
It's at 11. What did I say, 9?
Yes.
I would have been early. and that wouldn't have been good.
You'd have been
you'd there at
volunteering,
eight.
is what you'd have been doing.
Lastly, yes, ma'am, I was teasing with you. Lastly, I want to wish everyone a, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. It is no secret, that 2025 has been a year of storms in our community. We have had to face headwinds of new information, headwinds of financial revelations, headwinds of major decisions about taxation, decisions about policing facilities, and how we police our community. It has been a lot that has happened to us in this year. But we are here, still standing. And that is indicative of the fact that this great city is stronger than the storm. We are stronger than the storm. Now, in 2026, I would invite our entire community to not necessarily feed the storm, but now we have to move to a place that we are finding solutions. Let's find solutions. And as I move forward in my service, and whatever that looks like, I would and I will continue to encourage my colleagues on council, staff members, volunteers, and members of this great community to not feed the storm, but now we have to find solutions. And I'm challenging this council. And what you will hear from me moving forward, whether it's Mayor Pro Tem or Ms. Griffin or whomever it might be, as we bring challenges to this great body, you will hear me say, what is the solution? What's the solution? We clearly have many challenges. We know them all. But now we have to do the business of finding the solution. And if we can do that, I think that we'll find ourselves at the end of 2026 in a better position than we are at the end of 2025. I'll leave you with this. Earlier in the evening, I said that it has been a pleasure for over 30 years to serve this great county. And council, I'll say this to you in all sincerity. It has been a pleasure to serve with each and every one of you on this council. It's been a pleasure to serve with our appointed officials. Ms. Holly, it's been a pleasure. Look forward to continue working with you. Ms. Nance, it's been a pleasure. Mr. Knable, it's been a pleasure. Mr. Knable, it's been a pleasure. He holds 2 positions. Mrs. Pettyjohn, Judge Pettyjohn, it was an absolute pleasure. Judge Gregg, looking forward to working with you. I know it will be a pleasure. And again, let's thank God that we have made it this far. If there's nothing further, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Is there a second? All in favor? We stand adjourned.